Afadhali mzee ambaye ni mtulivu, ambaye hana haja ya kujaza mifuko yake, ambaye atachunga masilahi ya watu yake, badala ya mdomo tamtamu 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 tamtamu. Lakini akiingia ni wale wa kufanya moja yako, nusu ya mwananchi, 2 yako na 5 yangu. Na mnawajua nyinyi mna.
Mimi naona hii maendeleo anasema iko maendeleo, hakuna maendeleo. Maendeleo ya nini? Ya matope. Maendeleo ya matope kama maya.
Kwenda kabisa, wani lazima. Enda, tera zuende. Azimio! Wakenda mkoja! Tukoja! Anasiwezi karaka! Uwe hae! Magala magala! Niko tayari! Kulipa gharama! Nitasimama maovu ya kitawala! Nitasimama maovu ya kitawala! Ukizani ubinafsi ukabila!
Tunaingia vijijini, mijini na hata jijini kukuletea taarifa mchana kutwa. Usiku tunaketi kitako, tunadadavua tukichanganua taarifa na makala muhimu yanayokuhusu wewe na familia yako. Ungana na Bernard Ngozi kwenye Open Forum Political Show kuanzia saa 4 usiku hadi dakika zake kila siku ya wiki kwenye Sound Candy Talk. Tukutane Sound Candy Talk.
Sisi vile sio wote ambao wanataka ugomvi kwa sababu ya ugomvi.
Niwaambia nyinyi ni wajinga mkimpata Ruto. Mkadhani tunawadanganya.
Jeti ya Ruto. Hii maisha ya Ruto ni stress na ni stress.
Mungu wewe umetukosea.
Sasa tumesema siku ya Jumatano. Uko tayari? Uko tayari? Tumesema sisi si majambazi.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. We are glad you are watching. Thank you so much for making time to join us. This is Sound Candid Talk Open Forum Political Discussion Show. Apologies, we can't have the show the way we usually do. There's a blackout, and therefore we will need to do with what can be done until we are able to get the power back. And I understand the power blackout is everywhere in the country. And so as we have always held together no matter what, this is that moment again when we need to secure ourselves and ensure that we keep going even when the going gets tough. But niko gizani sijui kama kweli kuna stima, tuambie tukahamie huko. Hapa Kenya inakaa kwamba kukuwa na stima imekuwa tena kitu ya kubahatisha kama ile ilivyokuwa enzi za Moi, na mambo ni kama hayo. Utabiri wa kuwa siku za Moi zimerudi basi unaendelea kutimia. Nashukuru kwa kuwa umepata nafasi ya kujiunga nasi. Tafadhali karibisha mtu, kumbusha mtu kwamba tuko hewani na tuko tayari kuchambua masuala haya. We are still looking at Kenya at 60 and then of course looking into the history of what happened in the past that may be influencing what is happening in the now. And if you're going to get away from what is bedeviling this country, then we have to draw lessons from our history. So wherever you are, whatever you are up to, please let's keep it right here and ensure that we invite as many as possible. And of course, let us know if you're part of Kenya and you have power. As here katika jiji kuu la Nairobi, sehemu yetu sisi hatuna stima. Makosa yetu utuambie kama unayajua, lakini sisi tutaendelea. Zakayo na vituko zake tutasaidiwa. But all in all, let's keep it right here. Tuendelee kukaribishana. Hiyo namba nataka kuona ikipanda, and kwa sababu na tangaza kupitia inaitwa nini simu ya rununu, basi kuna mabadiliko lazima yawepo, kwa sababu kuona namba ya majina ya watu ni ngumu, na lakini nataka tujitahidi hivyo hivyo. Nishashare link ya kuingia studio, so kama unaingia studio, tafadhali ingia studio kwa mapema tu na tukafanikishe kipindi kwa kufanya nini, kusema yote ambayo tunapaswa kuyasema kwa wakati wake. Cha muhimu hapa ni wewe kupata nafasi ya kusema yaliyoko moyoni mwako. Leo tunaangazia nini? Political assassinations, okay? Political assassinations from our history. We have a dark history that is bound, it has a lot of skeletons in the wardrobe, and those skeletons are not so good in terms of lives that were sniffed out of people who are politically promising and could have been of great help to this country. But because of the insecurity of the leaders in the past, they saw to it that they exterminate them for their political survival. Now, is this the only way to do politics? Is it the only way to survive, that you get rid of everyone that poses as a threat to you? Ningependa mnaambie hiyo, lakini nashukuru naona tuko hapa Engineer Kariuki anakona ripoti hapa, anasema while you are away, wakora invaded the studio, wengi wetu wamelala usiku wa manane. Okay. Sasa ndo tunamaliza kusafisha. Uliza Mato. Haya, basi asante kwa kupea ripoti hiyo. Tumeweka kwa OB, tutaanza uchunguzi, na tunaomba pia utusaidie katika uchunguzi. Hao wakora walikuwa na bunduki, walikuwa na gari gani? walikuwa wamevaa Marvin ama walikuwa wanaonekana waziwazi? Naomba unisaidie hapo. Daniel Okundi, stima haijapotea huku. Okay? Huku ni wapi? Ungetuambia tungejua, ndio labda tujipange pia sisi tukahamie huko. Huku kwetu hakuna, na unajua sisi tuko karibu na airport. Naambiwa kuna vitu vya muhimu vinatolewa ama vinafanya nini, vinaingizwa na vihitaji mwangaza wakati vinaingizwa. Okay, Costa, hi to you, thank you so much. Daniel Lokundi, karibu sana. Maendeleo ya matope. Umeyaona hayo? Charles Green, the country now is the country is now a circus clowns leading it. I agree with you. Okay, thank you everybody. Let's keep going. Use that link, ingia studio kaseme ya kwako. Kuna Charles Green tena hapo anasema yes, here we have it now. It's back in Syokimau. Okay. Syokimau iko karibu na airport. So mizigo shashukishwa. Sawa sawa. So let's continue. Travel with Fred. Blackout. Yes, iko blackout. Kwako iko. Confirm kama bado iko. Inzia Karuki tena anaruka. Wewe umesema tuweke kwa obi wakora waliingia. Tena unasema I know nothing. Tena wewe inaonekana wewe ndio mmoja wao. Tutakufanyia uchunguzi. Kuna masuala mengi tu na tunashukuru wote. Tumakinike. Makinika tafadhali, tumia hiyo link, ingia studio ukaseme ya kwako. Kumbuka sasa wakati niko kwa simu nategemea wale ambao wanaweza kuchangia kutoka kwa wengi wetu tu, because I can't do videos effectively because I have limited space, very much limited space, and therefore I want you in the studio. I need you in the studio tafadhali. Makinika, uwai mapema ukaseme yote ili tukakusikia. Namtafuta Njiru, Mato wameripotiwa, so mkuja hapa kujitetea. Wakora waliingia mkiwa wapi na walitekeleza maovu yepi, ili tukaanze kutafuta kilichojiri. But I also want the long timers. I want the long timers. Those people that were here or were old enough to understand what happened when Gamapindo was assassinated, then Tomboya, J.M. Kariuki, all those old-time assassins, okay, assassination victims that had maybe a contrary political persuasion that was not taken well by the regime then, and then of course wakapangiwa na wakapangika. Okay, haya, kuna nani huyu Egeza George anasema Murkomen formed a committee when we had a last blackout. A leaking roof. Sasa hii nayo ataunda nini? Okay, haya nani Cherera Gay anajua, alisema ataunga the whole African Union. Probably that will happen. Okay, leo Ruto alikuwa anapigiwa makofi Mount Kenya Church. Sina habari. Si Ruto alienda Djibouti, kwani alikuwa church tena? I didn't follow that unless una udhibitisho wa hayo. Ningependa kujua sana. Travel with Fred, utuambie Mea Makofi alipigiwa wapi, kwa sababu kulingana na habari mimi najua kwamba jamaa alienda Djibouti, isipokuwa nimetumia video fulani hapo ni kama watu wanatengana na yeye, ni hakuna mtu anataka ku associate na yeye, so kuna kitu kinatokota ambacho tutakifumbua hivi karibuni. Asante sana kwa wote mnaojiunga nasi. Tafadhali makinika, njoo mapema. Masaa ndio hayo, na pia unajua tuko kama vile nimesema, iko blackout tena kubwa sana. Sisi stima hakuna, kwa hivyo on batteries and on phone, that means my stay is not long, but it's good for us to start the show together. So naona watazamaji, sijui tumefika wangapi. Let's be on the forefront kukaribisha mtu, tuhakikishe kwamba hiyo namba ya watazamaji inapanda, na wote ambao wanapaswa kuwa hapa, karibu sana. Kusiende mahali, na unitafutie wakereketwa ambao wanaweza kushikilia studio, kwa sababu me with my batteries I may just black out if the phone can't stay any longer. I was hoping power will come back soon, but it appears wajamaliza kuteremsha mizigo yao. So let's wait. Gitonga, thank you so much. Freedom, thank you so much. Kamo, asante sana. Azimio, this is more than a joke in Kenya. Okay, thank you. Yesterday wakora walivamia. Niambie hii story ya wakora. Hao wakora ni kina nani? Na ningependa kupewa huo uhondo. Nani alikuwa Sergeant Atam? Let's be on the forefront. Karibisha mtu, tumakinike pamoja. Naomba tu tafadhali usilege, hey, I said it. So where are we now? Get down mercy on me. Okay, here we go. Wanted to play it.
Dear amazing subscribers, followers, and members of Sound Candid Talk, as we approach the end of this incredible year, we find ourselves reflecting on the journey we've shared, the triumphs we've celebrated, and the challenges we've conquered together. We stand in awe and gratitude for each and every one of you who have been an integral part of our YouTube family in 2023. Thank you, from the depths of our hearts, for your unwavering support, enthusiasm, and dedication to our channel. Your presence has been the driving force behind the success and growth we've experienced this year. It's impossible to adequately express our appreciation for the countless hours you've spent watching, sharing, and engaging with our content. Your loyalty has not only fueled our passion, but has also given us the motivation to strive for excellence in every video we create. As we navigate the ever-evolving landscape of content creation, your feedback has been our compass, guiding us towards improvement and innovation. Your insightful comments, encouraging messages, and constructive criticism have been invaluable, pushing us to reach new heights and explore uncharted territories. It's your enthusiasm that lights the fire within us and inspires us to continuously raise the bar. To our cherished members, your commitment to our community has created a tight-knit family where ideas are exchanged, friendships are forged, and support is abundant. You are the heartbeat of our channel, and we are endlessly grateful for the vibrant community you've helped us build. As we enter the festive season, we want to extend our warmest wishes for a Merry Christmas filled with love, joy, and cherished moments with your loved ones. May the holiday season bring you peace and rejuvenation as we prepare to welcome the promising year of 2024. Looking ahead, we are filled with excitement for the opportunities and adventures that await us, and we couldn't be more thrilled to have you by our side. Your dedication has been the cornerstone of our success, and we have no doubt that the coming year will bring even greater milestones and shared accomplishments. In the spirit of this season, we extend our heartfelt prayers for each and every one of you. May God's blessings surround you, providing comfort, strength, and joy. As we usher in the new year, may His grace be a guiding light, illuminating your path and showering you with countless blessings. Once again, thank you for being the heartbeat of our channel. You are not just subscribers, followers, or members, you are the heartbeat that keeps our channel alive and thriving. We are immensely blessed to have you on this journey with us, and we eagerly anticipate the wonderful moments that lie ahead. With deepest gratitude and warmest wishes, this is Bernard's and the entire Sound Candid Talk crew.
Okay, welcome, gentlemen. My God. When IG have
Jambo.
sijambo, vipi huko?
Poa.
Mimi niko na double feed. Naomba wewe ongelesha.
Sikupati. Nasema? Nanipata?
Yes, nakupata. Vipi huko?
Niko salama. Leo hata sijui nchi natoka wapi naenda wapi, manake nimekuwa busy kidogo. Saa hii ndio naona, nilikuwa napita nikaona JKIA, sijui the current situation at JKIA, nikaona labda ni matani. Sijui ni mizigo gani wanashukisha huko. Mizigo wanashukisha huko ama nini wanashukisha huko JKIA, sielewi.
Inasemekana hivyo. Inasemekana hivyo, inaonekana leo ndio Stella anarudi.
We. Na anarudi na goodies. Anarudi na goodies.
Anaanza kurudi mara mingi kwa mwaka. Iko tarehe 17 Mei peke yake. Yes.
Hii Kenya. Yani imagine an international airport. Yani wacha hata hii maeneo ingine hizi maestate ziko Nairobi na vitongoji na nini. Yani imagine a whole international airport haina hata backup generators. You wanaifanya intentionally ama ni nini? Sijaelewa. Hii Kenya mahali inaenda ni pabaya.
There's nothing like there is no backup generator. It is self-inflicted.
So if we look back wakati wa uongozi wa Uhuru, ni mara ngapi nini JKIA ilikosa stima? I don't even remember.
There was nothing like that.
Hii regime inatubeba ufala. Hii regime inatubeba ufala kabisa. Inatubeba ufala na tumefika mwisho. Because mambo hizi kwa inafanyika hivi. Airport ni mahali watu saizi, najua kuna watu wana arrive, kuna watu wana depart. Sasa unakuta mtu amemulika tochi. Mimi nilikuwa naona mtu amemulika tochi ya simu. Anatumia simu kuona mahali anaenda. I don't know. Tuko pabaya, lakini hiyo ni ishara tu kwamba Kenya tuko mahali pabaya. Kila kitu tuko mahali pabaya. Hakuna mambo mazuri Kenya hii, tuko pabaya kabisa. Na
inaonekana inji iliisha.
Inji iliisha because hata hakuna mtu saizi anajivunia kuwa Mkenya. Ni vile baba aliongea juzi akasema zile siku ambazo Wakenya walikuwa na feel kweli hapa ni nyumbani. Saizi hakuna mtu ana feel Kenya kabisa, ati ana miss. Hata ukienda mbali hakuna mtu hata ana miss Kenya kabisa. Because Kenya is something, has become something else. Na viongozi wenye tuko nao hawajali. Nimeona jamaa anajibu pale, Raila anasema ati yeye si mtalii, alikuwa ameenda kutafutia vijana kazi. Anauliza ati wewe unataka vijana wakae Kenya wakifanya nini? My friend. Na anauliza akiwa na confidence, akiwa na confidence ingine, yani utasema kweli jamaa anafanya kazi.
Yani yeye hawezi tengeneza kazi kwa Wakenya, anaenda kutafutia Wakenya kazi.
This guy.
How is that even possible?
Because during their campaigns, tukijaribu kuangalia during their campaigns, alitoa so many promises kwa vijana, mambo ya ajira. Alisema ajira, hakusema mambo ya export nini vijana kwenda kufanya kazi nje. Hiyo hakusema. Ilikuwa ni kuboresha makampuni hapa, mazingira ya kufanya kazi. Mambo ya online, mambo ya online. Kuna biashara, kazi mingi sana vijana wanaweza fanya online. Hata wengine wanaweza jiandika kazi. Tumeona content creators wako wengi nini. So wangetengeneza tu ile environment ambayo itawezesha vijana kufanya kazi. Lakini sasa amegeuka, vijana kupata ajira ni wa export. Sijui kupeleka Israel waenda wafanye kwa farms kule. Ili hali hizo farms kama hizo anasema kule Israeli zinaweza fanya nini? Zinaweza undwa hapa Kenya tu. So tunashangaa. Mr. Bernard umepotea. So we are wondering. So that's what we are saying. It's a high time hii serikali iamuke. Kama hawawezi kuamuka, there's no hope at all. There's no hope. There's no hope at all. Yeah. Bernard is gone. Bernard is gone. I don't know what happened to his phone. Ama battery zimeisha. I don't know. He's gone kabisa. He's gone.
Good. Nimerudi. Hello, ladies and gentlemen. IG umepotea tena? Well, ladies and gentlemen, I'm waiting for you. Ebu Nini. This is becoming very hectic, but I hope you're able to get me. Confirm, please. Eh? Check one.
Tunaingia vijijini, mijini na hata jijini kukuletea taarifa mchana kutwa. Usiku tunaketi kitako, tunadadavua tukichanganua taarifa na makala muhimu yanayokuhusu wewe na familia yako. Ungana na Bernard Ngozi kwenye Open Forum Political Show kuanzia saa 4 usiku hadi dakika zake kila siku ya wiki kwenye Sound Candid Talk. Tukutane Sound Candid Talk.
Okay, ladies. Mabibi na mabwana, I hope you are able to get me. Confirm if you are able to get me. Thank you so much. And nataka mwingie studio tukamalize hii maneno. This is really challenging. Okay, are you there? All right, thank you, everyone. Let's keep going. Who is there? Get into the studio tuongee tafadhali. Hii masuala hayawezekani. We are not on the usual system. So tunaomba tafadhali, kama una la kusema njoo mapema. Okay, Kamo is asking, is it true that Azimio is breaking? I don't want to believe. It is rumored that way. There are some telltale signs towards that, but I don't think it is true. It is just the normal hiccups, which people differ in opinion and probably wish to express themselves. But walk out from Azimio is walk to where? That is another question that must be answered first before we come to that conclusion that there is a really whatever breakup. But I don't think so. It's just people expressing their political persuasions or rather keeping themselves politically relevant by ensuring that they say something and at times saying contrary things earns you more attention than when you follow the course. So the Azimio breakup, I don't think is there. But having said that, we can't also turn a blind eye on the danger of that happening. In the sense that if that happens, what is left of this country and the hopes of Kenyans, of course, will be thwarted. But more than that is when there is finally an outbreak of an outbreak of Kenyans, whatever, going out against Zakayo. Now I'm imagining a situation where the country is up in arms against Zakayo, and Kenyans are on their own, and there is no alternative leadership. That will be worse. That will be worse in the sense that there will be nobody to call them off the street, and probably they will be willing to fight until the last man drops dead. And when that begins to happen, without an alternative leadership at hand, to me, it spells doom. And so that is the danger that lies with that. But if there is an alternative leadership that enjoys a good countrywide support like Azimio does, if there is an outbreak of such or an outburst of Kenyans, it becomes easily manageable because wako na mtu wa kumsikiliza. Lakini waki give up kabisa, waseme sasa hakuna mtu tuko peke yetu, hakuna mtu anayetuzungumzia, hakuna mtu anayetutetea, basi watalisikiliza la wanasema la what the expression na wapi msimamo angenisaidia hapo, wanasema la nani la alafu amtega maji msikitini. They won't give ear to anyone, and that is the most dangerous and the most scary reality that we are faced with at this point in time. And so as much as we pray for the best and wish for the best, we should not be naive to think that the fallout from Azimio will not have drastic consequences. There will be both drastic consequences to the government, to the general political leadership, it will, okay, eventually there will be people taking a walk. But if it happens too soon, it will be too much. It will be too much. So karibu kila mmoja, kama mnanipata niambie, na kama sauti iko sawa. Samahani, picha mwezi pata. Huku ni giza totoro, giza totoro, hakuna stima kabisa kabisa, na sijui itakuwa muda upi, lakini nashukuru wote ambao mnajiunga nasi. Tafadhali tukue mstari wa mbele. Link ya kutumia kuingia studio nishaweka hapo kwa comment section, na wasubiri, njooni tukasemezane masuala haya. I think that is my take on that. Kamo, I hope that makes sense. Okay, thank you. Grafin, nasema sauti iko sawa. Okay, so as we proceed with the discussion, we were looking at the historical assassinations and their implication on where we are as a country. I have always asked the question, if Tom Mboya lived, James Kariuki lived, and the other people who are politically assassinated, or rather assassinated for political purposes, if they lived through, would we have a different Kenya, or would still be where we are? Remember, we are at 60 now, and it appears that we haven't made much progress. We are still fighting the same things we fought 60 years ago. And that means we have done very little in terms of walking away from the primitive nature, and then, of course, the usual basic way of leadership that we had in the past. There seems to be still either mark timing or a retracking back to. I tend to choose to believe that we had better progress during Kibaki and to some degree during Uhuru Kenyatta, but it appears all those giant steps we made in those 20 years or so seem to be done away with in the first year of the Zakayo administration. And if we don't take our time, we will get back to the joining the Moi 24 years, delete the 20 years of Kibaki and Uhuru, and perpetuate the Moism, which in my opinion is retrogressive and backward, primitive, and in my opinion, unnecessary. So let's keep going. Thank you so much for joining. Naomba tafadhali tuingie studio, msingoje dakika ya mwisho ndio mnaanza kushinikiza kipindi kiongezwe. Kumbuka niko kwa batteries, zikiisha basi ndio hivyo. Nani huyu? Elizabeth anasema, but Bernard, the chairman of Azimio, should also come out and help Kenyans to fight this war. Now there is, he's fighting from wherever he is. Najua katika vita kuna shared responsibilities. Kuna forerunners, kuna midfielders, kuna defenders. So eti mtu aonekani kwa goal huko haimaanishi achezi. Kuna kucheza, lakini kuna ile kukua kwa bench, na kuna ile wewe kazi yako ni kusukuma mbele, midfielders wanachukua wanasukumia striker. So I don't think there is anybody in Azimio who is doing nothing. Everybody is working. We just need to remain focused. Okay, thank you. Mr. D anasema, hi everyone. kwani nyinyi hamko gizani? Naona Ruto ameamua kuiba every month cause hii blackout we sawa sawa. Asante Mr. D, tuko kwa hiyo blackout, ni kujitahidi tu, tunajaribu kuendelea. Kamo anasema Azimio principles are confusing us by everyone waiting to the view of for presidency come 2027. Who will now be? I see Martha Karua finally pulling off. Okay, let's make progress. Omolo, how are you?
I'm good, Mr. Bernard. How are you? How are you doing?
Omolo, unanipata? Unmute and speak.
Nakupata vizuri. Nakupata vizuri, sijui kama unanipata. Nakupata, Mr. Bernard.
Great. Karibu.
Asante sana. Pole kwa giza. Poleni kwa giza. And I'm happy to be here. Thanks for hosting us. And kwa wale wote ambao wako backstage, receive warm greetings from me. And nimesikia mambo mengi, nimesoma pia watu wana comment. Kwanza nataka kusema kwamba Wakenya kwanza lazima tuelewe kwamba nchi ni yetu. Tusianze kufikiria kwamba ati tunasingizia sijui tukisema Azimio hawafanyi ama hii. Kwanza sisi kama jukumu letu kwanza ni gani? Because at the end of the day, sisi ndio wenye nchi na constitution hata imetupatia power. Without Azimio lazima Kenya iendelee, na jukumu kubwa iko katika sisi wenyewe. Kwa hivyo wale wangwana wetu wa Azimio wakijipanga kule, ni sisi tuwe tumejua kwamba tunataka kuelekea wapi na tunataka tukue na nchi ambayo inakaa namna gani. Watu wa Azimio wale wadoso kule juu, sisi wenyewe tutawapanga, hata hao wenyewe wanaenda wakisoma wetu, na mahali iko saizi ni kuwa lazima tujue kwamba we have common goal. Common goal ni gani? Common goal ni kusafisha nchi, ni kusafisha hii skunk, harufu ya hii skunk ambao kwa bahati mbaya tuliweza kupata, Kwa hivyo mimi hata nikiulizwa Azimio mahali itaelekea, mahali baba atatuambia, akituambia ni Kalonzo, akituambia ni Martha Karua, akituambia hata ni Maina Njenga, mtu wote ambao atatuambia, as long as kwamba tunajua kwamba sasa tumetaka kukuwa na agenda ya kusafisha nchi. Because mkiangalia ile mambo inafanyika, can you imagine in this century a whole country ati iko in darkness, na tumekuwa na mvua kubwa ilino inaua watu. Sasa reason ya kusema kwamba tunakuwa kwa darkness ni gani? Alafu utakuja kupata a whole minister kesho, kama umeona nini zina circulate JKIA iko in darkness, of which sometimes I believe kwamba hii blackout ya kawaida inaweza kuwa labda kuna vitu ambao wana smuggle, kwa hiyo JKIA ndio anaweka hiyo nini ya kusema kwamba kuna darkness, because you cannot tell me an international airport of that state wataina stand up backup generators, wakati wa uhuru hatujawahi kuexperience kitu kama hii. Wakati wa uhuru tumepitia mambo mengi, lakini hatujawahi kuexperience kitu kama hii. Hizi zote ni zile zinaitwa red flags, So Kenyans, what we need to do is to know that we have a common goal, kusafisha nchi. Nimesikia Bernard, nataka kukosoa kidogo, umesema if care is not taken 10 years za Kibaki zitafutiliwa mbali na za Uhuru zitafutiliwa mbali, zitarudishwa kwa Moi. Not if care is not taken in this 1 year. Saa hizi sijui kama we are in the same direction. To me, Naona tayari sahizi tuko katika 1992 era ya Moi. Nafikiri bado tunarudi kwa sasa 80 zile dictatorship. Sioni tena zile mileage tulikuwa tumepiga. Naona tusharudi kitambo sana, because hii ndio ilikuwa norm of the day. Darkness, blackout ya kila mahali, poor economy, unaona. So ile kitu iko ni kuwa hizi zote ni red flags ya kuonyesha kwamba nchi iko katika autopilot. Wale ambao tunafikiria kwamba wanaongoza ama wale ambao wanajiita kwamba wanaongoza, they don't have idea at all on how to run a government. They just wanted to take that opportunity and grab whatever they want, because they want to be Mobutu of this generation. That is only what they are thinking. And I want to say without fear of contradiction kwamba watu wa Rift Valley, I think kwanza wanafaa tukubali kwamba uongozi si talent yao kabisa. Kitu inaitwa uongozi, not being tribalistic, lakini unajua Mungu aliumba kila mtu na akapatia talent tofauti tofauti. Sasa 24 years za uongozi Rift Valley na hii 1 year tayari imeonyesha kwamba governance is not their thing. It's not their thing. You know, tukiangalia hata Kenyatta ule wa kwanza alijaribu kusukuma na umri wake, na ile mambo ilikuwa bado ya ukoloni for that 12 years he ruled. Alijaribu kidogo. Mtoto wake tuliona at least did exemplary work. Kibaki, you know. Kwa hivyo first thing is tuache kwanza mambo ya Azimio wa Kenya. Tuambiane tunataka nchi ya namna gani? Nchi ambao watu wananyanyaswa wakiona dhulma, yaani unaporwa mchana peupe, jua ikiwa imewaka saa 6, in the name of tax. Is that how to run the government? Is that how to run the country? Kwa hivyo tukizingatia haya maneno yote kwanza, alafu tujue hata hizo tax ambao we are being dropped, what is the reward? The reward is darkness, to be plunged in the darkness in the night. Saa hizi vile uchumi umekuwa mbaya, bei ya nyama haishikiki, bei ya tomato haishikiki. Watu ambao walikuwa wamefanya shopping juzi wamepata mshahara, wameweka kwa fridge. Some of them inaenda kutupwa. Hiyo ni hasara. Na kuna na Kenya Power, they cannot compensate that. While tukilipa hizo tokens, it is very expensive. While they cannot assure their product. They cannot assure us with their product. Davis Kichir is a failure. He was thrown out by Euro government because of corruption and lack of competence. Likewise, when he was working with the IBC, he was also incompetent. Nakapora pia. These are the calibers of people that we are entrusting kwa mambo muhimu kama stima. When you talk of mambo na PR na kutuambia production, we cannot subsidize consumption. We want to subsidize production. What are you going to produce with darkness? Ama darkness siku hizi imekuwa ni commodity, kwamba now we can produce darkness maybe. So we should not be fooled. Wakenya tukatae kupigia makofi ujinga. Tukatae kusikiza mikutano za hadhara kwa gari, tukiambia ujinga na tunapiga makofi. Kwa hivyo saizi tusifocus na mambo ya Azimio. It is not the time of sijui ya kusema kuangalia political parties, no. Sisi wa Kenya hata tunaweza kuamua na tukaambia Azimio vile tunataka tufanye, na definitely they don't have choice, wanatusikiza. Saizi hata vile iko maisha vile imepanda na hizi vitu zote zinafanyika, watu wanaweza enda barabarani tukamwambia baba tupatie hotline utakuwa tu unatuelekeza, you know, eh? Ama ikifika ile time ambayo tutakuhitaji sasa tukupeleke mahali, ndio tutakuja kukupeleka, because nchi ni yetu. Hata bila hata viongozi wote, God forbid anything happens to them, all of them, bado tuko na Kenya na nchi ni yetu. The problem that we are having as Kenyans kwanza ni sababu we have entrusted our lives in the hands of politicians, eh? So much. That is why kila kitu, you know, tunakuwa manipulated. Unasikia kuna by election Machakos, alafu watu kutoka kina Oscar Sudi kule wanakuja kufanya, you know, ati kuambia watu wa Machakos who they will elect as a leader. So because watu wa Machakos wataanza kuwasikiza wale watu wa nje without making their decisions. Hii ndani ya hii mwaka moja vitu vikovu tupu ndio zinafanyika, watu kubomolewa manyumba, kotoda kutoheshimiwa, eh? Bei ya mafuta skyrocketing, dola ndio hiyo against Kenya shilling. Nini kimbaya ambayo tuliona kwa serikali na nini kizuri ambayo tunasema kwamba tumeona? In all fairness, Mr. Bernard, I ask you, I know you are a man of God, we are all, but at least you are a man of cloth. Nataka nikuulize, taja tu kitu kimoja hata kizuri ambao umeona kwa serikali ambao unaweza kusema kwamba yes, at least they are good in this. You cannot point one. You can't. Asla fund, watu wanaibiwa, ndio hiyo maloans zimepanda interest, na ilikuwa inasemekana ni Asla, serikali ya Asla. Serikali ya Asla saizi huwezi enda kuchukua loan KCB ama Equity. Where are we heading as a country? So it is not a matter of sijui tuangalie which political party is going and or who is the candidate that is going to win. No, let us first decide as Kenyans how the destination of our country want to drive it. And these are the kind of discussion we should be discussing on every platform. The only thing that I regret is that when Baba alikuwa ametuambia tukuwe na kitu inaitwa civil disobedience, alafu akawacha that. I think this was the right time. Tukuwe na hiyo civil disobedience. Hakuna kulipa electricity. Ukiweza tafuta engineer ule wa pale, toa moto, weka kwako, weka noa panga, mtu wa power akija kukuza hiyo maji hivyo hivyo, tax hivyo hivyo, at least maandamano hiyo ndio inafaa sasa. Civil disobedience, that is how to tame, you know, government ya ukora kama hivi. The only thing to tame is itakubali Baba atuambie tufanye hiyo, watu wafanye hiyo civil disobedience. Kuna kulipa tax, kuna kulipa stima, kuna kulipa chochote cha serikali. Fanya biashara, kuna kulipa license. Ukilipa lipa hiyo account kama account bado ina deliver. Yes, Mr. Bernard. Lakini tukisema tukae tukingojea, hakuna kitu ya kungoja kwa hii serikali. Nothing. Hakuna serikali ambayo ina roho mbaya. Sometimes I believe Biblia inasema kwamba when God wants to punish a nation, he do so by giving them a wicked leader. And I think maybe God wanted to punish us. That is why he gave us wicked leaders, people who don't have compassion.
Yeah. Thank you so much, Omolo, for that presentation. A good one. Kenyans to take full responsibility. Nchini yao Zakayo na timu yake wajipange, kwa sababu hawana lao tena, na hakuna Mkenya anapaswa kuweka imani kwao. Sioni kama kuna tumaini lolote lao kuleta tofauti katika nchi hii. Now, naomba tafadhali kama unaingia studio njoo mapema. Mato Makandates, naomba nitafutie nani Alexio ama nini. Hii story ya kucontrol hii kitu kwa simu haiendi. Na natupwa nje mara ingine inafungua screen 3 and I don't have the buttons. So get me somebody yule ako na power na anaweza kurani hisho, uendelee nayo. Mimi kile naimiza tu, let's not be deceived. Now, the reason why we are looking at Kenya at 60 is what Alex was talking about yesterday. When a man gets 60, there is what is expected of him. There is stability, there is wisdom, there is counting your blessings, that is showing what you have achieved in 60 years. What is there that we can celebrate as Kenyans? What is this one thing that will motivate you to go to Uhuru Gardens to celebrate 60 years of independence? Education is on the deathbed. Healthcare, that is already buried. What is it? What is going on? And then the person who claims to be president, he has become a broker who is jumping from not even a broker, he has become a CV. Okay, CV ndio unatumanga kila mahali uone hata kama moja utaitwa interview. So yeye badala atengeneze kazi nyumbani, amekuwa yeye ndio CV ya kuzurura mataifa yote akiprostitute that Kenyans need job. We are begging you, take for us 250 Kenyans. You know, in my opinion, is in fact being shameless. Okay, I can't see Akuku Danger. Now that's not a very good example for the ladies here, lakini naomba tu mnivumilie kwa sababu it serves the point. Akuku Danger has 40 wives, has over 500 children. I'm just throwing those figures. I've not confirmed any of it. But now with these 500 children, he now comes to visit Omolo and niko na 500 children, nataka unichukulie 100. Wamenishinda. Unichukulie 100, alafu nitaenda kwa Matopia niwache huko 100 na niwache huku kwingine 100 ili mimi nibaki na 100. Wakati ulikuwa unapata 500, what was your plan? Was I in the mix for you to bring me 250,000 people that I should hire them? I mean, this is crazy. We can't have a leadership that is always looking for an excuse not to work. And if they are working, whatever they are working on, nobody can see. It's only on their mouth and trying to, kujipendekeza kwa macho ya wananchi. When it's clear they are not working, they are not doing the right thing, they are busy playing games. I think Kenyans need to get angry, okay? Get angry and do what they must do. One thing that they must do is let Zakayo and team know that we know that they are doing nothing. That is it. Let's express our displeasure. Let's make it bare. Let the world know that we know that the people we are paying salary every month, the people who are running around in pretense that they are working for us, they have never worked for us. They have always done what is theirs. And in the process, they have depleted whatever that was handed over to them. And so they are bad stewards. And so they should be shown the door, not added another year. So Kenyans of goodwill, wakati ndio huu tuseme kile ambacho tunapaswa kukisema na tutekeleze wajibu wetu. Nashukuru, namuona Kipu hapa. Kipu vipi?
Wewe una habari, stima imerudi bana?
Stima imerudi kwako, labda wewe ndio chirichiri.
Hapana, Nairobi stima imerudi tu sahi. By the way, just now.
I am telling you, I have all lights on. There is no power where I am, and I'm next to the airport.
Then I keep a state house.
Yeah, niko state house bana. Mimi niko government.
Oh, wewe iko government. Mimi sikujua wewe ndio unafungulia watu milango. Na sasa si uambie tu watu washie stima, sisi sisi ni hustler.
No, the government is for Kalenjins only because the people I'm hearing from are Kalenjins and Kikuyus only. Sorry, it's just a joke by the ladies and gentlemen. It's not tribal. So ni watu wetu tu peke yetu tuko na stima and we're okay.
Ninyi tumewazoea. Hata wakati wa Moi nyinyi peke ndio mlikuwa na tarmac road, mlikuwa mnatumia kuandika mahindi. Umetutesa. Ni vile tu barua yetu tujamaliza kuandika, tutaambia Bahati aandike apelekee Mungu.
Bahati aandike apatie Mungu alafu alie pia. He has to cry. Bahati has to cry. Then it will happen.
I think the one that is crying is not Bahati, the other one. The other one in the house on the hill is the one that knows to cry best.
I'm telling you, you know, for the last 60 years, because Bernard alinipatia assignment, and I think we'll play it tomorrow. We have we've got archived videos of what we've gone through, and looking through the assignment Bernard gave me, tumepitia mambo mingi sana as Kenyans. From the assassinations of people like Ouko, people like Tom Mboya, the alleged assassination of Saitoti, made to look like an accident, towards the chronicles of what we call the Nyayo House torture chambers. We look at how corruptions over the 20 years rule of
the assassination of Jacob
late. Sorry?
The assassination of Jacob Juma, don't forget that one.
Yes, the assassination of Jacob Juma, and also the assassination of election. Anybody who is involved with election that was opposing, imposing the correct rule. We looked at over the archives and we saw stories like Eurobond, the stories about Brother Kamlesh Patni for Goldenberg, the NYS scandal, the recent oil scandal. Kenya, for the last 60 years, we are moving backwards. We've also looked at this, and this is a discussion we had yesterday with Brother Honorable, he calls himself Honorable nowadays, Honorable Alex. We looked at the fact that the original Lancaster rule was only to have 8 governors. We are only to have 8 governors in Kenya. I don't know who messed it up. We changed the commissions, we changed the districts to be counties, where we have unnecessary waste in public funds because we don't need 46 or 47 governors. Wakibaba Bendera, it's a waste. MCAs, MCAs actually, we do need that. But in terms of governors, I think it's absolute waste of government resources because each county government has what you call cabinet. Imagine how much of that money is being wasted. We are not seeing development. And msifikirie mzungu alikuwa mjinga akikata Kenya into eight economic regions. We had the Rift Valley, which was the food basket. We had the coastal region. We had Northeastern. There is a reason why they did that. And it was not down to tribalism. The people think it was no. It was economic breakdown. There was the Lake Basin area, which is Nyanza. That is why you find that you have Bantu and Nilotes living in Nyanza region. So over the years, we are moving backwards. The only time we've had success was when we had Kibaki 1, when Raila Amolo Odinga was involved. And when we had Uhuru too, where Raila Amolo Odinga was involved. And then when Kenyatta's vice president was Jaramogi Odinga, Kenya was doing very well. So what pattern is this? That when one community, community has a systematic leader, I'm seeing a pattern here, ladies and gentlemen. When one community is involved in the government, things are working well. Why is it when Jaramogi Odinga was there, things were working well? Why is it when Ouko was there, he was doing so well that they wanted to kill him? I mean, they allegedly they assassinated him. When Tom Mboya was there, is it just one community that you people want to, you don't want to be in power because they seem to be straightforward? They seem to know what this country needs, and we are not giving them a chance. The only time, if you look at the last 60 years of Kenyan rule, there have only been two tribes at the top. Occasionally we'd have Saitoti there, who is, okay, guys, those who want to contradict me, it's fine. Saitoti was not a Maasai. That one is bone of contention. He's from the Gema community, but the Maasai people are actually an adoptive community. They adopt people. So his origin is from Gema. The only time we had vice president from outside is Jaramogi, unless I'm wrong. No, Atoli, not Atoli, sorry. Moody Awori. Moody Awori was from another community. But otherwise, it's just from my people and the people from Gema who've been ruling this country through and through. The cabinet has just been us. The top positions, parastatal positions have just been. So for the last 60 years, we failed. We have failed. So why don't we give another community a chance to lead us? Kenyans. Tukipatiwa homework yetu, what can we say? Only when somebody, just a short 5 years, a burst of 5 years, we are the most successful country in Kenya. Just 5 years of Raila helping us. 5 years of Vice President Jaramogi Odinga being there. We seem to be the epicenter of Pan-Africanism. Immediately anatoka hapo nasikia Idi Amin ndio mnaanza kumsikia na fukuza Wahindi wakuje Kenya. It's just, there is a pattern here that in Kenya we need to look at. Now there is silence in Kenya. We are quiet. It's as if we are content to suffering. Yeah? We are content, and it's always us. I'm included in this equation. Let us do something. Let us do something. Yet we don't do anything. Okay, maybe coming to this show with Bernard, coming to this show with Omolo is my contribution to the community to kind of wake up and smell the coffee and have a reform. Because this current constitution is good except for a bloated government. We've not implemented it well. I think we need to have a overhaul, like what Ombo is saying, to answer Tena. Let's start afresh. What the branch of the government that we were protecting has betrayed us. The justice. There is no oversight of those people. They do whatever they want. There was rules, and I think even the previous person called, which I really admire, Mutiani, broke that rule. They are not supposed to do politics. But CSS started doing politics. They were not allowed to do that. That is the reason why this constitution stated the fact that there are only two positions that are politicians in the current constitution, which is the deputy president and the president of the Republic of Kenya. Those are the only people in the executive that were allowed to do politics. The rest of them were being brought, mind you, being brought from people in society that have excelled well in their respectful fields. Like, for example, you are a very epic doctor, any doctor, mzuri sana Kenya, you've done very good, we put you in health. You are a good banker, you worked as a CEO of a banker for very many years, tutakuweka CS for finance. Things like those, you're a good economist, rewarding people in society that have excelled in their fields. Come and lead. Now we're just putting pure politicians in everything. That there are so many politicians in Kenya that we created something called the CAS, who we don't know what they're doing. Basically, it's a reward for somebody running around the country campaigning I'm just going to give an example. Kalonzo is good, Raila is good, Martha is good, Ruto is good. So we basically rewarded these people with positions like CAS. Absolutely useless. What benefit? Because remember, as a Christian or a Muslim, in Kenya, because those are the two major faiths, any leader is called upon by God to be a servant to the people. If you look at the Quran, you look at the Torah, and you look at the Bible, it's the same. Leaders, it is basically a calling. We are here to provide services to our people. We're not here to be kings and queens. We did away with that. That is why we have this thing called democracy, where I vote for somebody to go and help me, not to go and empower themselves. Nasikia huyu jamaa kuna half a trillion in his offshore accounts everywhere too. And then what do you do with that money? Again, I don't understand. This disease of acquiring wealth that you will never spend in your life while people are starving in Kenya. What is the purpose of this? Is it what you call hoarding?
Kip, if you allow me to indulge there. Kwanza, you know, you talked very well, very well. Number one, ujue kwamba Kenyans sometimes we have a very short memory. I agree with somebody Wamboi here talk of overhaul, but how can we do overhaul? Kwanza, but is by keeping records, because when the history of this government that is throwing the country to garbage is written, the name of Moses Wetangula must be there, sababu yeye ndiye amekuwa ana defend all those bad legislation pale wakati anafaa kukuwa oversight. So Kenyans must keep record of people like that. Mahali Amazon King yuko, record that. Kina Bosholei, record that. Then you are talking of someone amassing, you know, massive wealth that they never use. You talk of two tribes and you talk of one tribe that wakati watu wakiwa kwa power, country inaenda backwards. And to be realistic, you know, let us tell ourselves the truth. Kalenjins wakiwa kwa power, the country is going backwards. This spirit of amassing unnecessary wealth ilianza na kina Biwott, wakapeleka mali Israel, wakapeleka wapi kwenda kujenga mamalls wapi, you know, New Zealand, you know. After all, hizo pesa zilienda wapi? Moi himself, kina Gideon saizi wako na a lot of wealth, hata wajui wafanyie nini, you know. Wamejilazimisha kwa siasa wakashinda sababu haiko kwao, walikuwa wanataka kutumia pesa. So ukiangalia hawa watu kina Mato, ukiangalia wakina wale watu wote wa Rift Valley ambao they serve in government and given position, wale walikuwa machairman wa KCC, they looted any position, any parastatal that a Kalenjin is given. Always they loot that parastatal to deathbed. No Kalenjin that has ever succeed as a good civil servant. Very few, especially the caliber of political class. Anyone ambao wanapatiwa parastatal, they always wanahakikisha kwamba wamemaliza, you know. Nenda Kenya Seed tulikuwa nayo TUM, wakakula wakamaliza, tukaenda KCC. Rift Valley ndio ilikuwa inaongoza kwa maziwa na wao ndio walikula wakamaliza, tukaenda cereal wakakula wakamaliza. Saa hizi Kenya Power tunalia na mafuta na nini, si ndio yuko na ndio yeye anamaliza. Kipchumba Murkomen transport, unaona airport saa hizi iko in darkness, mabarabara zingine hazipiti huko Nandi, watu wanalia mabarabara hakuna, hata zile project ilikuwa imetengenezwa na Uhuru lakini wanakula. Saa hii Kipchumba Murkomen unasikia ile pesa ako nayo saa hizi I think anapelekana karibu na level ya familia ya Uhuru Kenyatta in very short period. So ile kitu iko ni lazima kwanza watu wakuwe na mindset. Why? I'm not blaming all Kalenjins, lakini nasema kwamba because we started on a wrong notion, ikakuwa sasa sababu wale ambao walianza na leadership wakakuwa role model kuonyesha kwamba ukipewa nafasi kula. So I think we need first to set back, leave other society, wacha kwanza waende mbele, at least na sisi tusome kitu, because wale ambao walitusomesha vibaya, you know, kwamba ukipewa nafasi. This current president William Ruto, he don't know anything apart from kuiba, kuchukua, kujiongezea. Amechukua shamba ile ambayo iko pale Eldoret, alichukua ile ambayo 100 acres ile ambayo walikuwa wanang'ang'ania na ule Mbalula. Watu bado hawajekaa, ameenda amechukua ingine hapo Eldoret 1000 acres. Watu bado hawajekaa, ameenda amechukua ingine pale Tarakwa almost. Anataka kuishi mashamba mangapi mtu mmoja? You know, na unasema anataka kuwa president ya kuongoza maskini, wakati wewe mwenyewe hutaki kuwa mfano bora katika hao maskini. So I think I agree with you 100% that please, lazima tuelewe kwamba hii Kenya ni ya watu wote, wala ambao tumeongoza. Sasa ile hata mbio unajaribu unashindwa, unasema wacha mwingine aende, mimi nikae kando nipige makofi nione kama yeye atashinda. Tumejaribu, tumeongoza for 24 years na tukashindwa, tukaweka nchi zero. Saa hii tulikuwa tunataka kupatiwa 5 years, 1 year tumeshindwa tayari, hata tungefika 2 years. So lazima watu wengine wakae kando, waacha wengine waende mbele, tupige pia makofi watupeleke. But the problem that we are having is, tuliangalia hata vile Ruto alitoka, alikuwa opposition, alikuwa serikali asubuhi, jioni ya opposition. Na sababu Kenya we have short memory, that is how we are going to repeat it again. Hao viongozi ambao tuko nao saa hizi ambao kesho watabadilisha shati, waanze kukua kwa serikali asubuhi, wakuwe kwa opposition jioni, you know. That's what I'm saying. Kenyans should learn to keep record of all the leaders and their promises and their performance. Whatever they are doing, we should charge them according to the action. Wale wako parliament ambao wanapitisha policies za kutunyanyasa kwa upande wa tax, tunawaangalia, lazima tuweke record. Kama ni huyo Moses Wetangula mwenyewe, tunaweka record. Kesha asije akavaa nguo nyingine akaja akatuambia Mudavadi yeye ndiye alikuwa anazunguka akituambia pesa mfukoni, wakati saa hizi pesa zinaingia kwa mfuko yao. Akichukua alikuwa na 4 billion, alafu saa hizi kwa Kenya wanazidi kumia, na alikuwa na yeye ndiye alikuwa anasema pesa mfukoni. So hizo records lazima tuziweke. Kesho wakija kubadilisha nguo nyingine, kama vile Ruto alifanya, alitoa nguo ya Jubilee akakuja kabaya ya yellow na kuja kutuambia kwamba yeye ni mweupe kama pamba, ni different na wale na Jubilee walikuwa hawajui kazi, walikuwa hawajui jinsi ya kuteremsha bei ya mafuta. That trend, if we learn to keep the track of all leaders, that is where we are going to get it right.
I don't know. Hold on. I don't know if it's me or you, but your audio is very low.
Okay.
Yeah, I can hear some words here and there, but as you're sorting that out, because you'll continue, I need to play just a couple of clips, if you don't mind. Just a couple, is it okay? Because you'll continue from this, please. then you can continue from there.
For a large part of Daniel Arap Moi years in power, Nicholas Biwott was arguably the second most powerful and feared politician, quietly flexing the muscle of state machinery from behind the curtains. Theirs was a relationship cemented in many years together, beginning in 1972 when Moi, then the vice president, plucked the man from Keyo in Elgeyo Marakwet County from the provincial administration to make him his personal assistant. Theirs was the perfect working relationship of two vastly different personalities. Moi, the tall, outgoing politician who loved the razzmatazz of state power and its privileges. Biwott, by contrast, was a diminutive, quiet, master's degree holder who preferred dodging the limelight.
I, Beato Nicholas Kibrono Biwott, do swear that I will be faithful.
Biwott would follow his boss into politics by serving as Keyo South MP for 28 years from 1979. His value as a political and business strategist to Moi confirmed by appointments to 8 different ministries. He would also easily become a much-feared kingmaker owing to his closeness with the president. With his rising power embodied in the Total Man nickname he gave himself came a string of controversies that culminated in Biwott being named among 10 government officials by Scotland Yard detective John Troon as a prime suspect in the 1990 murder of Kenya's Foreign Affairs Minister Robert Ouko. Biwott's name also featured in the Golden Bag scandal that involved government compensation running into billions of shillings for fictitious gold exports.
Yeye ni mbunge wa Keyo Kusini.
A vicious litigant, Biwott became even richer from huge court awards. In 2000, for instance, a Nairobi court awarded him 30 million shillings in damages after he sued a British journalist, Chester Stan, and others for linking him to the Ouko murder in a book entitled Dr. Ian West's Casebook. Power also made Biwott fabulously rich, with huge shares in, among others, Yaya Center, Kenol Kobil, HZ Group of Companies, National Milling Corporation. Biwott was known to be development-minded, with several projects launched under his watch, including a secondary school in Keyo named after his mother, Maria Soti. But perhaps because of the many enemies he made in his heydays of power, Biwott was famous for his secretive lifestyle and manifest phobia. He was said to travel in several cars while going for an event and would rarely eat in public. Kibiator Nicholas Kiprono Arap Biwott was born in Chebior village, Keyo South, Rift Valley province in 1940. He was born to Maria.
He has been hailed as the president who steered Kenya unprecedented political stability despite the murmurs that hung around his presidency. But the Kenyan society suffered greatly during President Daniel Arap Moi's 24-year rule, the impact of which continues to ravage the nation in what has become historical injustices. The culture of corruption got inculcated in the civil service with favors both material and in kind, defining the politics of a young nation. Our very own Sam Gituku looks into some of the vices that got a footing in the 24 long years that have come to define the political culture of the day.
When President Mwai Kibaki took over the reins of power in December 2002, his promise was to put a stop to corruption from being a way of life in Kenya. While corruption scandals continue to be reported to date, perhaps of higher magnitude, the culture stems back to the Kanu days soon after independence. And during President Daniel Moi's regime, the culture of underhand dealings that started during the initial Kenyatta government took root, many of them never reported, the culture of tokenism becoming synonymous with generosity. Many senior government officials became rich in office, owning large tracts of land and property, mainly unexplained. Financially, though, it is the Golden Bug scandal that was the major highlight of Moi's presidency. It was in the early 1990s when businessman Kamlesh Patni is claimed to have formed a company alongside former spy chief James Kanyotu, calling the company Golden Bug International Limited. The main business was supposedly the export of gold and diamond jewelry, and the company received compensation from the government in foreign earnings. The scheme said to have been executed in conjunction with the exchange bank that was also owned by the two. Shock on the nation that no gold was ever exported, but the foreign exchange compensation was regularly paid for a period of 3 years. President Kibaki, upon assuming office, formed a judicial commission of inquiry chaired by former judge Samuel Bosire. Justice Bosire recommended investigation and consideration for prosecution of 4 persons and an entity, including the former president Daniel Moi. That was never done. The commission also recommended prosecution of 14 individuals, including businessman Kamlesh Patni, former Vice President and Finance Minister Professor George Saitoti, former Treasury PS Wilfred Koinange, former Spy Chief James Kanyotu, Elfas Riongo, who served as CBK Deputy Governor. All the 5 but Patni died before conclusion of their cases. Most politicians groomed during the Moi regime own large tracts of land. During Moi's rule, suspect appropriation of land was almost regularized as habits built during the Kenyatta I regime were polished. Land then and now, measure of wealth. A commission formed by President Kibaki to investigate land injustices found abuse of power in acquisition of land. The commission, chaired by lawyer Paul Ndungu, concluded that several pieces of land were allocated from illegal presidential directives, public land illegally allocated to individuals, taken away from state corporations, public purposes, and even riparian reserves and sites. Land was allocated for political patronage, those perceived as loyal to the system becoming beneficiaries. The Ndungu report details how presidential allocations were never followed with allotment documents, with the Commissioner of Lands blamed for overstepping his mandate and sometimes allocating land, claiming a presidential award.
It was a big cotton growing area.
And with the culture of corruption deep-rooted, the economy was the casualty. The economy gradually declined, stagnating in the 1990s. Inflation rose, hitting 46% in 1993, the highest ever, with foreign donors having suspended aid in 1991 given state corruption and mismanagement of the economy. The government had to reduce the workforce, spending on social services declined, hurting its core, the education enrollment. Public institutions were forced to privatize, industries closed, while unemployment rose. And then the International Monetary Fund and the World Bank pushed for structural adjustment programs for the economy. For a start, the government took them up. Threatened by the 1997 general election, the government reneged on the commitments. IMF and World Bank withheld their loans. The country suffered. Cornered, Moi's government reiterated its commitment, even established the Kenya Anti-Corruption Authority as a sign of commitment to fighting corruption. The fight against graft is still on 2 decades later. Sam Gituku, Citizen TV.
Yes, so Kenyans, I think battery ya Bernard inaisha, so nitaendelea tu na show kidogo. So I want to iterate something that Senator, before I bring you Molo Molo, Senator Cheragay said that Murkomen allegedly took 100 million. And people think it's 100 million shillings. It is not 100 million shillings. It's 100 million USD. Now, if you think about 100 million USD, United States dollars, that is equivalent to 15 billion Kenya shillings. 15 billion with a B. So this culture of corruption did not just stem the other day. These are all KANU 92 people, your Y2K youth, Kina Ruto included in that.
Yes.
Corruption was brought and was encouraged by the late President Moi. And we've been suffering this wound as Kenyans. Before you come in, Omolomo, I want to iterate, pesa ya kuiba ifanyangi kitu yoyote. You know, at least if these people stole and brought enterprise to Kenya, when I say bring enterprise, bring businesses that would actually assist in improving the economy. Okay, umeiba alafu kaenda kutengeneza factory huko Keo South, where Biwott is from. Tengeneze ka factory hapo ya produce some goods that we can export as the people of Kenya, and the community is prosperous. But my people in Keo South are that poor. Okay, Baringo is still is a desert within Rift Valley. What has Moi brought other than barabara? That is why you say watu wakulangi barabara. So what industry did Moi bring? All they do is just wanamwaga pesa yote huko Nairobi, zingine zimeenda offshore, sijui zinalala tu. They don't even do anything. All the money they acquire is to take private jets, to go with their girlfriends everywhere. Luxury buying, kutuonesha watch ya sijui $1.2 million wanatuonesha kwa mkono yao. And somehow that makes them happy. Biwott has died and nothing. Nobody wants to remember that devil. I can call him a devil. Don't like him at all. He was a bad man. Very bad man. Allegedly. Because I don't want to be sued by the family. Unaona mtu alilipa 30 million. So, allegedly, ladies and gentlemen, and I repeat that, Moi family the same, allegedly, kulikuwa na corruption. Na yeye. Murkomen, allegedly. So, Omolo, it's time we give another community a chance to lead this country. And so you can go, but make sure your audio is a bit, yeah.
I don't know whether it's from your side, because
I can hear you now. I can hear you now. I can hear you now.
First, what I want to say is, I want to repeat what you said, but I'm not going to be soft or say allegedly. I want to say that Nicholas Kipiator Kiprono Biwott, if the family is watching, or whoever is watching, he was a very bad man. And I will say this without fear of contradiction. Because why? I grew up in that regime, and I know we suffered immensely because of the uncouth behavior of stealing. And I'm repeating again that even the late Moi was a very bad man, evil man. And I'm repeating again to say, even in this current regime, Kipchumba Murkomen, if this is how he's going to lead us, is a very evil man, a bad man. So we should not fear. If they don't want to be termed as bad people, they should vacate the seat and go and become bishops in the churches, repent their sins. But if you want to lead us, you have to be straight and be just. I want also to say that Ruto ni mtu pia kona roho chafu and is a heartless human being, because as a president, he don't have compassion yet. What he talk in his mouth and what is in his heart is different. This is a government ya watu ambao wana roho chafu sana. And you know, some people are saying, we are not praying good for them. We are praying for God to shorten their lives so that the country and our children and our children's children can at least be able to prosper if they will stand to be blockage in the way of prosperity of this country. You cannot take a country and take an oath, alafu munaenda kutufanyia maovu na tunawalipa na our sweat and blood, alafu you think that will be kind on you. So we don't have anybody that want to see. We should go and try. But what I'm saying is what I'm feeling, because we give you that privilege to go and lead us, but you went na ukakuwa na roho mbaya kama ya Farao. Hata I think hata Farao maybe alikuwa bado afadhali watu wake walikuwa nakula vizuri, na akachukua watumwa kuja kusaidia watu wake kufanya kazi. Ruto is exploiting Kenyans. Ati anaenda Germany kupokea watu kazi, anaenda Saudi Arabia kupokea watu kazi. Who does that? Which president do that? President, you grow the economy, watu wafanye kazi, watoe production, economy kue, but not to exploit your people. Take them to go and suffer in other people's country. Do you think ni raha gani mtu kukua kwa nchi nyingine unafanya kazi hata kama unapata pesa, where you are not respected, where you are discriminated, where it is not your home, you are not seeing your people. So wanafikiri wale watu ambao wanataka wanaenda Germany kufanya kazi ama wanaenda Saudi Arabia, wanaenda Dubai, Qatar, do you think they are happy? They are just going because the circumstances is forcing them to go. Instead of you creating environment so that you can create employment, create opportunities, watu wafanye kazi nyumbani na wafurahie nchi yao. Unasema ati nazunguka kwenda kutafutia Wakenya, Germany inataka watu 200,000. 200 Kenyans will go there. UK, I don't know, they need how many nurses. You are exporting nurses, then sisi tukufe na magonjwa nyumbani, hakuna watu wa kututibu. And even those nurses that they're going there, they're going to suffer racial discrimination and injustices in other people's countries. Wale watu ambao wamedevelop country yao, alafu ndio unasema ati wacha waende wafanye kule. Wakati watoto wake wako hapo nyumbani, bwana apeleke kina Nicholas waende wafanye kazi huko Ujerumani. So this heartless and hypocrisy is ile kitu ambayo tunasema kwamba they don't fit to be leaders. Ile kitu iko ni kuwa, I think the whole nation of Kalenjin should learn kwamba not kila kusema ati ni mtu wetu ni mtu wetu. Kwanza hiyo neno mtu wetu, it is when your leader is greedy, nyinyi ndio mnaumiza, wanawaumiza. Because why? It's very comfortable kwamba anajua hata asipotendea anything, you will dance to that tune kwamba ni mtu wetu. So the little resources he have, he will spend it somewhere else. Maanake anajua hapa si nyumbani, hakuna kitu utafanyiwa. At the end of the day nitakuja tu niwaambie hivi na hivi. And they will follow. So what I'm saying is, it is a time that Kenyans should wake up to fight patriotism, tujue kwamba kiongozi bora ni bora kwa nchi nzima. Tujue kwamba kiongozi wa nchi si lazima atoke kwa community, as long as he's a good leader, wherever it comes from, it does not matter, you know. So hii notion ya kusema kwamba tunaenda kesho tunakuja kudanganywa, unajua hii ni mtu wetu, lazima tukue ndio tukue na bargaining power. Bargaining power, a just government, fair, you know, that will give everybody, that will distribute resources fairly. We don't need that kusema ati we have to bargain. There is nothing to bargain in the country. Everybody is entitled for equal opportunity. Hakuna cha kusema ati we have to have our leader so that when we go on the table, we bargain our share. Bargain with who? This is a country as a whole, one unitary. Tuna bargain na nani? Whatever is there should be distributed equally, ambayo iko enshrined in the constitution. Kwa hivyo hata mtu akishika kutoka wapi, as long as he's a good leader with a clear mind and a just heart, bas, that is enough. Ataenda you know. So I feel very bad and embarrassed and bitter at the same time with this. Alafu huyu mtu anapima watu kama watoto wadogo, and I don't know why Kenya sometimes we are easily to be fooled, you know. If I remember how we are fooled by this guy called Ruto, it really pains me, you know, really pains me. Mtu ambao alikuwa kwa serikali for 10 years, second in command. Mara ngapi aliachiwa? Uhuru alimwachia akiwa anaenda egg, akakalia kiti ya president. Kuna time tena Uhuru sio alienda wapi, akawachiwa akakaa kiti ya president, alafu nakuja kutuambia ati I can do this that you could not do, and you have all the power and privileges, and we believed him. And now at least hata angekuwa akajua kwamba ametudanganya, let him just justify himself. What is mean? Afanye vizuri. Hii kitu tena ya kutumia jina ya Mwenyezi Mungu. That is why sometimes religion in Africa is a disaster, is a catastrophe. Because the religion in Africa imekuja kudeceive Africans. That is how the white people came with religion, brainwashed our grandfathers, took their land. And it is the same path that these leaders are using. Use the religion again to take the power. Kuzuka kwa makanisa, kusema yeye ni kiongozi, vitu tikisa ametuma na Mungu. And we believe it.
You see, Molo, as Africans, we are notoriously religious. We believe, which is a good thing. We believe very well. But sometimes what I feel as patrons of the church, we forget that sometimes we've got devils in there. And this is what hurts me the most. And I think it's what's leading a lot of us to moving towards atheism, is the fact that these so-called pastors, bishops, priests, or whatever it is, that is why I don't even say anything about the Muslims. The Muslims never, ever, ever, ever mix this up. But every day, or every moment, every Sunday, we're seeing your president, not mine, and I'll repeat that. Kenyans, I will never accept that as my president. Anaenda huko kanisani, anaekewa, who wants to see him in church? What does it bring to me to see him in church? Watu wanapatio pesa, nasikia it's in the billions, to worship him. There was a time when we were on the other side, Mtembea, our sister channel, alikuwa na billboard ya Ruto in the background. What is that? Are these people going to worship Ruto? Or is he some assistant Jesus or something like that? Is he Jesus's brother or something like that? That anakuja hapa bibi yake akiwa praying mantis na yeye anakuwa flying mantis. Another thing is, hii tabia huyu mjamaa kwenda traveling all over the world. Doing what? The people who voted for him, not me, because I believe he's told this. They did not vote for a diplomat. Going to do a deal like you just say, this is the worst thing I've ever had. Rather than helping businesses create jobs for the youth or for the people who need work in Kenya, he's exporting human beings. Slavery. I'm not going to say that with contradiction. That is slavery. You're sending slaves. There's nothing different between the Muzungus who came to Africa to take people to the United States, Jamaica, Haiti, Dominican, kuwachukua huko. He's a slave trader. Apewe pesa kidogo, alafu atume watu wetu huko Arabic countries tuteseke vizuri sasa. Isn't that slavery?
Alafu the hypocrisy. You are going and saying that you are a Pan-Africanist in the spirit of Africa unity. Okay, then why are you exporting our children to go to West?
Slavery.
Why you know this is across the continent if you are true Pan-Africanist? So Kenyans, we are tired of these shenanigans, and I don't know which kind of generation we have in our country ambao tutakaa tukikibiliwa, yaani tukue colonized, tukiangalia na watu ambao ni damu yetu. For how long are we you know, to be governed huwa ni kwa makubaliano, lakini kuna viongozi wengine kama Ruto anafikiria because at the power of military ati unaweza kuongoza watu kwa nguvu. You cannot rule people by force. You rule people because they donate that power to you and they agree for you to rule them. Lakini if people today decide to be disobedient, nothing you can do. If all Kenyans decide to disobey the regime, yeah, just only in 1 week, after 1 week in need, even 3 days in a tosh. So I don't know who will wake them up. I don't know who will wake them up. At least for these remaining 3 years, if they are to go well, because I don't see any reason, any whatsoever reason ili itafanya tena wachaguliwe 2027 ama hata waimbe, because if wataenda kuiba 2027, then wajue kwamba there will be no Kenya. The way I see and what people are passing through, no Kenya will wish again to hear the name of this regime, even in their dream, to see the name of this regime even in their dream. So hata kama atajaribu kuiba wafikirie mara mbili, because that will be the end of the country. Tumekuwa tukisurvive. Kenya inataka kupasuka, tuna survive. 2007 ilikuwa ipasuke, ikasurvive. 82 ilikuwa ipasuke, ikasurvive. But I think huyu sasa ndiye atakuja either kumaliza kabisa, if they will try and steal, because Wakenya wameumia. Can you imagine now, school fees January is coming, unasikia imekuwa double ama triple, you know, with this harsh economy. This is a heartless regime. They're not compassion. They're not connected with people. But what pain me most is wakati wanaenda kusoma barabarani, watu mamilioni ya watu wanakuja kusanyika na kupiga makofi, even when they are talking nonsense. Because I never hear even this that is claiming to be president talking any sense at all. All what he just talk is drama, you know, drama, things that are not realistic at all. Unasikia hata huyo deputy wake, I don't know even why, even in our constitution, why should we have deputy president even in the first place? Because to me, they are dormant. Pale tu kupiga makelele, you know, ati anaenda anasema, oh, we need the 10 years, 5 years, haiwezi kufanya kitu, you know, a whole deputy president, a whole leader, and that is how he reason, you know. Then Kenya is a country that we can be proud of, tuseme kwamba we have credible leaders. In fact, hata watu wa coast, they should be demanding that shit. Watu wa coast wamekuwa miaka na miaka wakitumiwa, na hata hakuna siku hata wamepatiwa hata kiti karibu hata na number 2. At least Nyanza wamepata deputy president, Western wamepata deputy president, Ukambani wamepata deputy president. So it is a time also, coast also should be considered, you know, equal fair distribution of opportunities, of resources. Ndio kitu kwanza hii serikali haijui, hata iko katika dictionary yake kabisa. Wakenya lazima tufungue
ni mambo na mchele na nyama. Utu yetu anatupatia mchele na nyama. Before you proceed, kwa sababu Mr. Aaron amekuja hapa, na tuoneshe sura yako Mr. Aaron. Atupatie kidogo, because it's just 3 of us. Wacha contribute kidogo tu, alafu you can continue. Mr. Aaron. Mike bado inasumbua.
Nadhani sijui kama unanipata.
Nakupata.
Asante sana. Nashukuru kwa kunipatia nafasi angalau na mimi nipate kuchangia. Manze, Kenya yetu mahali tuko. Ni Mungu ni Mungu saidia yani. It is really sad kuwa nchi iko kwa giza. Yeah. Nchi eti nchi iko kwa giza as we speak, na ndio maana ukiangalia hii gava wanataka kutoa ile seal ya kupiga chapa kwa tenda zote itoke kwa ofisi ya Muturi ipelekewe Kosgei State House. Vitu haziko mzuri. Cause sasa kama hii report yenye tunaona imeshuka ya Madam Nyakang'o, hata anashuku huenda ndio imeleta hii mambo yote, because hii report as it stands right now, William Samoei Ruto ako na 2 trillion ambazo hajaziweka kwa maendeleo yoyote. Sasa hatujui kama hiyo pesa iko Kenya ama iko ng'ambo, haijafika. Ile hiyo loan yenye ashapewa already iko kwa mahesabu, cause Madam Nyakang'o ametuambia vizuri kuwa September 2022 hadi September 2023 William Samoei Ruto alichukua loan ya 2.487 trillion. Sasa ndio ikafanya ile loan ya awali ya 8 trillion yani ikashoot up to 10.59 trillion, which means William Samoei Ruto sasa hivi ako trillionaire, cause kwa mfuko yake hakuna 3 trillion ambazo haziko kwa development. Cause kama hizo pesa zingekuwa kwa development development na ingekuwa inapewa 83 billion. Unajua nimeshangaa Omolo kuwa yani kulipa mishahara awali. By the way, engineer Kariuki juzi tu aliuliza mishahara wanga tunalipa wafanyikazi, serikali inalipa wafanyikazi dongapi? Nikamwambia it is 0.5 trillion. Kumbe imepanda manzi, sasa hivi ni 0.784 trillion, that is 784 billion. Hizo ni pesa ambazo zinaenda kwa mishahara tu peke yake, alafu development unaona zilienda 83 billion. Unashindwa manzi, unashindwa what is not happening. So sasa hivi ni 1 billion yenye iko hanging. Sasa ile kitu inastahili wa Kenya sasa hivi tuanze kupiga nduru, hata vile Madam Nyakang'o alipropose, ni kuhusu tunataka tujue debt yenye tunao wale wahisani wale wenye walitusaidia, be it benki zetu hapa Kenya, be it any institution yenye ilitupatia domestically loan, alafu na the likes of IMF, China nini, tunataka hiyo pesa iwekwe bayana, because kuna kitu ambacho aki-add up. Kwa sasa kama William Samoei Ruto anaweza jimake within 1 year ajimake trillionaire, because kama sasa hivi there is no any development, because umesikia CS Treasury Njuguna akisema kuwa Kenya is broke, eti project zote inastahili zisimame. Nao project zikisimama, hii ushuru yenye tunalipa inaenda wapi? Sasa ndio unaona kuwa William Samoei Ruto baada ya kupokea hii loan ya 2 trillion, ile kitu ameamua kufanya ni kutulindikizia heavy taxes Alafu sasa akisha tulindikishia hizo heavy taxes na hakuna maendeleo inafanya, sasa ndio a balance mahesabu ni kupostpone ni kuendelea tu kupostpone development, aendelee tu kupostpone mpaka hizi taxes zifike hicho kiwango cha 2 trillion. The moment zitafika kwa hicho kiwango cha 2 trillion, sasa 2026 ndio unaona wakati aliambia wabunge kutoka Mount Kenya that you are not supposed to be popular now. Sasa hapo ndio ata release hiyo pesa, na hiyo pesa akirelease watu tutachanganyikiwa. Sasa hii 2 trillion ndio unaona itafanya nini, itaachiliwa sasa kwa malipo ya hapa na pale ama development za hapa na pale. That is what ndio kitu ambacho ninaona. So back to you Mr. Kip.
Yeah, thank you very
Nataka
much.
kumuuliza ngoja kwanza
Thank you
nimuulize
very
Aaron.
much for a
If allow
small
me to ask
break
Aaron.
again. Sorry?
Allow me to ask Aaron one question.
Okay, go
As
ahead.
you mentioned that, Aaron, what about the 17 billion ile ilikuwa ya mafuta? Because hiyo kesi ilienda ikapotea na Umtata anasema vizuri hiyo pesa ilitolewa kwa treasury 17 billion Kenya shillings zikaenda zikanunua mafuta. And that money was
Yes, Mr. Omolo, leave alone hata hiyo 17 billion yenye Omtata alituambia. Wewe unajua kuna pesa ambayo haijakuwa factored in, hii yenye Ruto alipewa kutoka China 150 billion. Already iko kwa mfuko ile yenye alisema kuwa Xi Jinping alimuona tu hivi akajua tu anahitaji msaada, akaweka pesa kwa meza pap. So hata hiyo haijakuwa factored in, na kuambia wakati viongozi hao wenye wanajiita viongozi ni wezi, hata uchumi by the way kuwa katika ICU si kitu ambacho ni cha kushtusha. No, automatic wana plunge the country kwa mahali ambapo haiwezi ikajitoa. Sasa hivi in fact tuko na shida, we are in a great problem. By the way hii report ya Nyakango, Alex sijui ameenda wapi. Ni kama Alex alikuwa ameiona because jana by the way alitubrief, ndio maana huyu mama
Proceed, guys.
anakimbishwa.
Proceed, guys. I'm coming back in a second. Muendelee.
Yeah. So Mr. Omolo, unaweza chukulia hapo tukiwa tunang'amua hii maneno.
ile kitu ambayo tunaona tu kwa hii serikali ni corruption left right and center, left right and center, you know. And Wakenya tunakaa tu ni kama tukishangilia, you know, na hatujui kwamba hii ni maisha yetu. These people wananunua apartments Dubai, wana invest abroad, Pandora, you know, na sisi tu tunazidi kumia na tukidanganywa, you know, kwamba tumetengeneza uchumi, uchumi itakuwa namna gani? Look on the trajectory. Kuna kitu ambayo inasimama, unaangalia ikisimama, lakini ina sink na huku unadanganywa peupe. Kila minister kuna scandal katika hii serikali just in the span of 1 year. Umeongea kuhusu hiyo that seal ambayo unasema inatolewa kwa Muturi ipelekwe kwa Kosgei, you know. Hata huyo Muturi kwanza I think is the worst attorney general Kenya have ever had. Tulikuwa tunalaumu ule Kiara ule alikuwa wa Uhuru, lakini that guy was a performer if you compare with this one. This one is you know, hata sijui ninaweza kumdescribe aje. Yaani amekaa pale ajielewi kabisa, ama yeye ako katika the center of the loop, because easy hata huyu control of budget akiongea, he is the advisor of the government. Muturi kwanza ndiye angekuwa mstari wa mbele kwanza kupelekwa kotini asemi, because Kenya haiwezi kusign any agreement whatsoever, iwe ni ya loan, iwe ni ya grants, iwe ni ya projects gani, without his advice. And they have been doing it silently, you know, and he's getting away with it. He cannot defend, kumaanisha kwamba pia is in the center. Kwa hivyo hiyo seal ikue kwake, ikue kwa Kosgei, it is all one thing. Muturi is non-performer, you know, and is the same guy ambao pia aligeuza ile parliament wakati ile akiwa speaker, you know, upside down. Na amewekwa kwa ile position, hakuna kitu ana perform. Muturi ofisi yake is a mountain to climb. Bureaucracy saizi kuna government agency ambayo inafanya because of Muturi. Ofisi yake haishikiki, kwake akwendeki, ameweka big barrier, hakuna maswali yanaulizwa. So kwa hii serikali hakuna mtu hata mmoja ambao wanaperform. This is the right time Kenyans to wake up. Hata hakuna kungojea hadi 2027 ni mbali. It is not a rocket science. Sri Lanka waliachieve very easy. Sudan hapa karibu waliachieve. Mbona Kenya wanaona kwamba inakuwa ngumu? Until when are we going to be oppressed? Hata hii mahindi juzi walikuwa wanasema wametoa fertilizer. We don't see any effect. Farmers wanalia mpaka leo bado wanalia. You know, yes, they had the bumper harvest, lakini the returns, you know, ukienda ukinunulia farmer shilingi 4,000, hiyo shilingi 4,000 alafu uje umwambie alipe school fees 3 times ile amekuwa akilipa, kuweka fuel ya kwenda kulima tena. Watu mnasema umesubsidize fertilizer, lakini tinga ile inaenda kulima mafuta imepanda double. Sio ni kama kujaza maji kwa gunia. So until when are we going to be fooled, you know, by one person or a group of people? It's not making sense. Fertilizer upunguze kwa shilingi 2,000 peke yake, alafu mafuta uongeze by 75% kama almost 100%. Huyo farmer atakuwa ameachieve nini? Na school fees umuongezee, na transportation umuongezee. Hata hiyo transport ya kwenda kuchukua hiyo fertilizer kuleta kwake, hata kama analipa na bodaboda tayari imefika karibu shilingi 3,000. You know,
Mr. Molo, Mr. Molo, hauna habari ya hiyo fertilizer? Hakuna mahindi imefanya kazi na hiyo fertilizer, imechoma shamba za watu.
Imechoma shamba za
imechoma mashamba bana.
All is a scam.
Watu mahindi imeoza.
Ndio nakwambia, hii serikali ni punishment kwa Wakenya, lakini mimi sioni kwa nini Wakenya wavumilie mpaka hiyo 2027. Sioni kwa nini, sioni any reason kwa nini wavumilie. Sioni any reason kwa nini wavumilie. Sasa hivi ndio tunaelekea wapi?
Ruto is worse than Moi. People don't know that. Worse.
When you compare Moi is a saint. Moi is a saint. Moi is a saint.
Alikuwa anakula 10% of the country. Huyo anachukua kila kitu. Hakuna kitu nabaki Kenya. Hao wanakula kila kitu.
Wakati wa moja. Sasa wewe uende uchukue madeni kule uweke mfukoni, ukuje tena unyanyaze watu hapa kuingia na matatu uweke mfukoni, you know, unaanza kufanya vita na investors, ukifukuza kina Rai, mtu ambaye amekuwa sio tu kwamba alikuwa lipi tax, atuseme kwamba you know is accountable kwamba alikuwa lipi tax. No, ako cleared. Maana kama alikuwa lipi tax ungekuwa take that advantage. He has been paying his tax in millions. Rift Valley keep the all Kenyans apology. Hata kama Rift Valley, hata kama ilikuwa mtoto mgozi, lakini you are to look for a leader that you are going to hand over to Kenya.
We don't do that. The problem is we as Kenyans, we don't fight for our own liberation. You always wait for somebody to, you know, let me explain to you. You find even in my community and the gamer community, sasa ndio wanapiga kelele. Wamezoea hiyo community ingine kukua sasa opposition, ndio wapige kelele. Somehow, that community has no privilege in running the country, but they have the privilege, their only effect or their only purpose is to be on the opposition. Omolo has dropped a bit, but I hope he comes back. Okay. Me hata siwezi sema hiyo jina yako. Wetu ni Njeru. Njeru, go on.
Nilikuwa mute kidogo. So how are you Bwana Kip and Mr. Am? Thank you for you guys being here.
Okay. I'm doing okay.
So piga kelele and you will allow me to make noise because I'm one of those people who do not believe in keeping silent when the house is burning. So Bwana, so I want nataka tu kuongea haraka as we wait for other people here. Number one,
you have to invite people first. Invite them wakuje kwa show.
Yeah, they need to know that we are here na tuwabembeleze by the way. Na kama mtaki kukuja mnaweza kaa. That is my best welcome. Pole Bwana Kip. Anyway, hi guys.
Mwanza mapema hapa utafanya mato kuja.
Guys, mkuje bwana. This is your home. Kesho ni Madaraka for your information. Mkuje. You people, you cannot stay there. Your country is dying. Your country is dying, and I think we need an overhaul of strategy, Bwana Kip. And there is something I wanted to comment here. Number one, I don't know our overall strategy in removing this guy, because it's not a question of why; it's a question of how now. Because already mumeona mtu kama Ruto leo, sijui kama mumeona fundraising yake. He was in Kiambu. Ameanzia zile tu gymnastics zake. And there is something I want to confirm here. The affinity of my fellow people from Mount Kenya with money is very serious. Umeona hata vile jamaa anapigiwa makofi na ni pesa yao. That is the concept which is going to use moving forward. Story ya pesa na nile pesa yetu imeibiwa. I don't think he can do that thing in any other place other than Mount Kenya region. So he knows what our people like. It's unfortunate. But we have that problem of whereby watu wanakupokea pesa hata wajui imetoka wapi. He knows the affinity of our people with money, and he is using the same card. I don't want to go there. For us, we evaluate things on deliverables. Nimesikia hata leo ati akisema kwa kanisa ati bei ya vitu imerudi chini. Nataka watu waniambie ni Kenya gani? Ati hata watu wa media wameshangaa. Ati hata vile unga imerudi chini. I don't know that guy is reporting on which country. Today there is a blackout. So what I'm trying to talk here is we have now to develop a counter strategy of how we are going to reclaim our country. I don't know there is any Kenyan who will be proud with that country in the way we are going. Because number one, we are removing wealth from the common mwananchi and taking it to few people. The only people who have, just imagine Ruto hata wanaenda kwa kanisa. Kuna kitu nataka muevaluate. Kwa kanisa mzima hata washirika watoi pesa. Pesa ilitoroa na viongozi na story ikaisha. I don't know kama Bwana Kipu umeevaluate hiyo kitu vizuri. Bwana Kipu?
Sasa nikuulize, watatoa hiyo pesa wapi?
No, I understand. So ni kitu nataka uevaluate hapa. Ati imagine sasa the only people who have money is like few cronies. Hawa washirika wengine wote hawana chochote. And then these Kenyans are so proud that hata wanapiga makofi, yet they don't have anything. Where are you proud? I would be happy in a fundraising whereby kila mtu anatoa 3,000.
Mr. Njeru, you know, before the powers of the kings and the queens of England were given back to the people, we had what you call landlords, lords. Nasikianga lords.
So walikuwa wanajiita Mungu. Lord is a god. Walikuwa hata wanajiita Lord Mungu.
So now that is what we are doing as Kenyans. Ruto is a self-proclaimed king of Africa. and his MPs, CSs are lords, the landlords of this country. And back in the day, if you back at your lord unauliwa. So these people that is on the church wakipiga makofi, somehow they think there's a magical place that money comes from. I don't think Kenyans understand where that money is coming from. We've been singing taxes, 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 but they don't put two and two together to understand that this is money from them. Hiyo ni ile ukienda kununua unga, a fraction of that money goes to the government. Now, that fraction of the money ndio inakuja kwa kanisa. Unarudishiwa pesa yako. And not point something percent of that.
Yeah, I understand.
We're so brainwashed to see this celebrity man to come to your church. Unakuja kuomba na mnafurahia amekuja hapo. Yet, he's the cause of all your problems. I think it's Stockholm syndrome. I'm telling you the truth. We've been captured by this person, and it is Stockholm syndrome. We are captives.
No, any person who has been captured now, jamaa bana ni mujinga bana. That's why I'm even very hungry here. You see, including even our generals here, they are giving these guys some victories, raps at CLAV. What we are supposed to do now, strategically and methodologically, ni tukaushie huyu jamaa. We should not be giving this guy breathing space. Huyu jamaa tumempea breathing space mbaya sana. This is what we are supposed to do as Azimio now. But I don't know if as Azimio, we have strength and courage to do that. Let me tell you, Azimio has people. And if you have people, you are a government.
48 hours. See, 48 hours in Misha. Where's Raila?
Tulia kidogo. Azimio, the fact that you have a following, wewe ni government. Why can't Baba, through the power we have vested on him, can't he declare the prices of products? Why can't he, yeye mwenyewe atokezea aseme, usinunue mafuta, ukienda petrol, we have declared the prices of fuel today, ni 150. Why can't we declare? But because zingine unajua, I don't understand. We are a government. We can declare our own things. If these people, they are for us, they have to start now speaking for mwananchi. But hakuna vile tutakaa hapa, story ya saba tulisahau, sijui hata, I don't know what we have now. I think story ya uchaguzi maybe huko tulitoka kitambo. But other than we are still very comfortable. You know, any person who voted for Raila Odinga does not deserve these problems which are being created by this government. Hii ni kitu nataka watu waanzie kusikia hapa sasa. Any person who did not vote for Zakayo is in these problems by extension. We have to start doing our own declaration. Sijui, our press conferences do not have what we call measurement. They are not measurable. They are not SWOT satisfied. We have to reach a level whereby we know our strength and we can create opportunities for choking this government. So if Raila Odinga and the rest of our people, they are on our side. Sababu sijui, if they are on our side, we are a government. Azimio is a government. Hiyo nile kitu nataka kusema hapa keep sahi. We are a government. If you have 10 million following, you can do your own declaration. Tumewahi apisha baba one time na vitu zikatendeka. So we know if you have people, you have power. I don't understand what these people they take us for. If you have people, you have power. Declare things now. We can even declare legitimacy. So Bwana Keep, there are things which I don't know, if go slow tunafanya vitu. I think very soon we will become a vestigial structure. If God has given you power, na hiyo power utumii, it will be taken to somebody else. Hata Biblia yenyewe inasema ukipewa talanta uyako uende uzike. Yule ambaye akona ata multiply yake, hata wewe yako itapelekwa huko. I want to say, Azimio, you don't have a lot of time to deal with this guy. And we have power. That keep you nile kitu nataka kusema. We have power. Power is a collection of people with a common agenda. Na nyinyi ni wengi. And even Azimio, we have people. We have power. You people ventilate power where you want that power to go. There is no way in which Kenyans can be suffering this way and Azimio is there. We are just disorganized. We have power. We have power to declare things. We have power even to declare prices of commodities. There is a problem. Our party is not defending its people. Ni sawa anaweza ruhusu UDA can be mummified by their leader. Walichagua hiyo. But somebody in Nyanza, somebody wherever, even our governors, you should not allow somebody who did not vote for Ruto to be undergoing this scathing cross of this guy. We are not defending our people. Bwana Kip. Na hakuna vile tutaendelea hivi. Azimio, we have power and we have refused to use our power. Muniambie, na kama kuna pesa imetoroa, you people, you have to start telling us. But nyinyi watu munapea huyu jamaa, muko pole pole sana na huyu jamaa. It doesn't add up. If this guy, if we used our power, Ruto angekuwa amesahaulika kitambo. Na muache atakuambia kusema huyu jamaa ati mnampea time ati watu waongee. Hakuna.
I have to interrupt you there. I have to interrupt you there. And I'll tell you this. We have power, yes. But even professors, even so-called doctorates, MPs that we have put into power, do not understand the power they have.
Wachana na wao.
Ngoja, hold on. Let me just tell you this. They do not understand what we have. We voted those. Civil education in Kenya is zero. Zero. We elect people to go and give us CDF money. We elect people in Kenya to do what? I don't even know what MPs do in Kenya because I read the constitution and they're supposed to be passing legislations to protect us. Every single bill ever since Uhuru got into power has passed. Everything has passed. Why is it that this man can make decisions about getting money from outside and Parliament does not even dictate how it's spent? By the way, he's the one who decides what that money is going to be done, be used. So we do have power, but we have idiots in power. This includes all the governors, all the MPs, and all the senators. Because, like you said, nobody is protecting us as the people. Nobody. Kuna mtu. Occasionally you hear Raila, Martha Karua, and Kalonzo talking, but where are these other people with the powers we've given them? They have power, but they do not use it. They do not exercise it. What the power you're talking about is civil disobedience. Because the constitution we're running right now, other than having governors and MCAs, is still the Moi constitution. It's the same thing. There's no difference. Where the so-called president makes every single decision of the country, rather than the legislative running this country, giving us budgets. Kila kitu this is Moi 2.0, stronger, bigger, improved. So
of course, unajua amended software.
As a people, so amende hii ni bit, hata si beta, hii ni advanced bana.
Tunasema unajua sasa software ya 1970 na software ya 2023 you can understand. AutoCAD ya 2027, AutoCAD ya 1977 na AutoCAD ya 2023. Memory na nini? I understand that. Hebu ni kuongeza kitu hapo, you'll come. Unajua mimi kuna kitu sielewi. And you have to allow me that. Hebu nikuulize. Kwa nini mtu wako kupigia Ruto, why has he to suffer? Now, let now be methodological. Kwa nini mtu hajapigia Ruto kura, why should this be suffering? Why should we be suffering?
Because okay, if it was the normal times, and if it was the truth, choices have consequences. So we all suffer.
Hakuna bana. Hakuna.
But then hold on. We're in a very unusual and precarious situation because I can't give my full name, believe that election was stolen. So what I say, there is an injustice for the person who voted for Ruto, and there's an injustice for the person who voted for Raila, because according to the constitution, we messed them. We messed both sides, because hata mwenye alivotia nyanga wengine, we didn't give them a chance to see that the mistake that they were going to do, if this thing was just, was wrong. So there's an injustice for the person who voted for him also.
Now injustice, how long are we going to wait for that injustice? How long are we going to, and that injustice has been manifesting itself all the time. Tukaushie Ruto, it is very simple kidogo. Tukaushie Ruto, we have to make things difficult for him. Huyu jamaa, we are just, how? It's very simple. Make declarations. We have power. Make declarations.
For what? Yeah, legally how?
No, make a declaration. You can, as even wanatuitanga opposition, we have power.
You live
Make
in
a
another
declaration.
world. No, bro, you live in another world. Declaration of what? That is theft. Because if I go say that mafuta ni 100 shillings, and then I go to the petrol station and insist that the mafuta is 100 shillings, isn't that stealing from the president?
No, you use legal framework, but
those institutes, those are private organizations. Those are people who are there privately.
How?
They've got nothing to do with this.
So we allow those private people just to deprive Kenyans in the name of.
No,
we are not
the individuals, they're also suffering. You think they want to do this?
If
they go, no, hold on. If they go with the price you're saying right now, the price that is 100 shillings, you know they'll go out of business and will not have the goods that they are providing for us. So declaration does not make sense. It doesn't. Economically, it doesn't make sense. Why the prices are up is because the government is pressing their teeth, meaning that there is an amount of money that they are being forcefully asking from Mwananchi so that they can give the government.
So are you telling me that Kenyans are going to continue to suffer as long as the government is asking for those money?
Wait, you're going wrong. Let me lead you here. Let me help you here. I own a unga shop, yeah? And I know my profit is coming from me selling that unga to you. But then the government says, for every unga you sell, let's say I make it for 100 shillings, I sell it to the public for 150 shillings. The reason why I've done that is because I'm going to make 20 bob on top of that, but the 30 bob, the 30 bob goes to the government. Now, if you tell me that we declare as Azimio that we're going to be buying that unga at 100 shillings, where does the profit of these people go to? First of all, the government will steal either way, whether they like it or not. We'll have to pay 30 shillings. So you tell them that the 70 bob, meaning that they'll go to loss, then we will not have food being produced in Kenya because of that. So we cannot make declarations like that. What you should be saying is plain and simple, mandamano. So we cannot blame these institutes or these companies that are actually producing services and goods to us. They've been working well when Uhuru was there. They've been working well when Mwai Kibaki was there. Why all of a sudden start punishing these people? For what?
Okay, let me interject
unless your thought is when some of these companies were involved or were connected somehow to who we are opposing.
Can you explain to me how do you protect the common Mwananchi who has nothing to do with the Ruto? Tell me how you protect
them. Exactly. How do you protect them? It's us, the common Mwananchi, the ones you're talking about, to rebel.
And how does that common Mwananchi venerate his power? How is he going to venerate his power?
Civil disobedience.
But that civil disobedience has to be channeled in a conventional way.
Yeah, but the civil without harming the businesses, there are very many ways you can do civil disobedience.
Then why are we not doing it?
Wait, hold on. Can I just finish? Hold on. So one method is, for example, if a police stops you, say, I don't recognize this government. Any government institute out there, we don't recognize. That is what civil disobedience is. We do not partake in this. And then now you could invite companies. This is what I'm saying in terms of us being united. You could then invite companies who are afraid of doing this to tell them, don't pay the taxes.
Na hizo vitu zingetendeka last year. Hizo vitu zingetendeka last year.
But then you cannot, that's what I'm trying to tell you.
We are too late. We are too late. What hizo vitu zingetendeka kitambo bwana.
That's what I'm asking. You asked me.
Yeah, I understand. Hizo vitu zingetendeka kitambo. We are so late. Saa zingine mimi naangalianga vitu. Why are we giving this guy this time? Kwani ni baba yetu? Who is this guy? Ati mnaumia tu mnamwangalia tu, mnaumia tu mnamwangalia tu. Who is it to us? Bwana Kibu bwana, tuache kubebwa hivi pia sisi. We have power, and let me tell you, there will be factions in this country.
Still, you're saying we have power.
Yes, we have power.
Power. No, how do we, no, hold on.
Power to be punished. Power to be punished.
Bro, listen, please. Sometimes you get very emotional and you're not listening.
I'm not being emotional. The Kenyan does not deserve what is happening.
Relax.
No.
Can I say something? Can I say that? Tulikuwa tumechelewa. Senior, we accept that. But now tell me, after giving you those parameters, tell me as a Kenyan, what should we do now? What do you want us to do?
Bro, it is very simple. It is very simple. We have a channel of complaint. As a people, we have a channel. The country is divided into two factions. We have UDA and Azimio. As Azimio, we are not comfortable. And we are tired of giving this government ultimatums. They are not implementing anything. We are suffering and suffering and suffering. People are dying. So it is simple. Give declarations. Declarations work. And I want to give examples of
declarations. But tell me, help me.
What an declaration. Like, for example, we can say something like this. One moment. Like, for example, we can say this. Like, kama sahi in January, we can say there is no any kid who will pay in the tutoe list yetu where national school. This is the amount. If when the government is not functioning, the other faction of the government comes. Hata sisi ni serikali. Tutoe list yetu tuseme national school unalipa hii. Primary school unalipa hii. My friend, we have to go. You cannot wait for UDA to do anything. They are busy destroying our money, taking our money to churches and doing nothing. We are just asleep.
Isn't that
wengine anaongea tumelala mzito, tumelala. We are not exercising power, and Kenyan is soon going to get tired, and Azimio is going to be left alone. We exercise our power, my friend.
Yes, so now
10 million strong. You cannot allow people to suffer in the name of wacha watu waumie sijui ati nini. Huyu mtu hakuchaguliwa. So I don't understand ile kitu mnaniambia ati wale watu walichagua. Zakaya alichaguliwa na nani? Ili ati all the time mnasema tuache watu waumie ati hii ndio mlitaka. This guy got 3.5 against our 8 million votes. So mimi hata nashangaa. This guy stole the election na mnasema mtu ameiba kura aendelee kuumiza wa Kenya. My friend, democracy does not work that way. We are making Kenyans to suffer deliberately. We are the majority, and the majority has to speak. And as soon as the majority iongee conventionally, it can even speak unconventionally. We are not defending people, and Azimio has to wake up. Defend people. Otherwise, history will judge you.
Mr. Kip, hebu na mimi nichangia hapo. Hata mimi ningependa kumwambia Mr. Njiru hivi. By the way, William Ruto sio babangu. Babangu alikufa 2021. Hata kama babangu angekuwa hai, still William Ruto is not my dad. Ile kitu yenye iko ndio baba atuokoe. Baba has got ma accountant wazuri. Baba has got ma lawyers wazuri, madaktari wazuri. Inastahili in 2 days to come. Baba ashatuambia sasa hivi bei ya mafuta internationally per barrel imeshuka kutoka hiyo mamia yenye ilikuwa nayo in terms of maybe ilikuwa 100, sasa hivi iko 1 barrel in a trade at $69. Sasa baba juzi ametuambia vizuri kuwa hii government inastahili irudishe mafuta by 50 by 50 shillings. So inastahili Wakenya to defy cause mimi najua Chumo atakuja na nini yake, huyo EPRA atakuja na his own figures maybe kuanzia kesho ama kesho kutwa. Sisi tutatoa kama hata shukisha hiyo mafuta, basi hakuna kununua mafuta, watu wa boycott. As simple as that, watu waanze kuboycott kama hatarudisha bei ya mafuta by 50 shillings, then kutoka hapo hakuna kunini, hakuna kununua mafuta hiyo bei yenye watatangaza kama haitakuwa vile baba amesema. Alafu kama ni bei ya unga, bei ya nini, hesabu tu iletwe kulingana kulingana na hiyo effect ya mafuta, cause hiyo ndio engine ya production. Tuambiwe kwenda dukani iwe tu na hivyo, iwe namna hiyo. Kama hauwezi, kama mwenye duka hawezi akakuuzia kwa hiyo bei, watu tunaweza nini, yani it is high time because it is so sad. William Samoei Ruto anaweza amua kutuibia 2 trillion as we speak right now, ameziweka ameweka kwa mfuko na tunamwangalia, hatufanyi chochote. No, haiwezekani. So baba inastahili atuambie kuwa kwa vile bei ya mafuta imeshuka, na hiyo ndio ina affecting the cost of living. Sasa bei ya bidhaa inastahili iwe namna hii. School fees inastahili instead ya mwaka moja mtu kulipa maybe 1 million, inastahili kwa mwaka moja mwananchi ama mzazi alipe hii pesa, as simple as that. Alafu tukitafuta mbinu ya kuondoa huyu jamaa, because we want to paralyze him, because unajua the moment atakosa ushuru, then he is gone, he is gone. So Mr. Kib, mimi hiyo tu ndio kitu ambayo inastahili baba atuweke sawa, tuanze kitu tunaita civil disobedience. That is all.
No, that is the thing. That is the case. Now, the problem with Kenya, yeah, and Kenyans as a whole, I don't know why we are scared. If we, before Mr. Odhiambo comes in, is when Jeru mentioned businesses, I was a bit against it. Not a bit, a lot. We're not here to attack businesses. What we should be attacking is the government and any government institution. And if, as Kenyans with civil disobedience and come with a united front, we do not pay for services. Kama ulikuwa unalipa pesa ya kuenda kwa kanjo, that is, if we did that as a united front as Kenyans, where we choke this government from providing them with our funds, that would work. And if businesses themselves did participate in this civil disobedience as a united Kenya, then we would succeed. Whereby businesses say we are not paying taxes, the common mwananchi anasema halipi ushuru. Kama vile Njero alisema watoto waende shule lakini hatulipi school fees. Universities hatulipi school fees. Complete overhaul of the whole country. If we did that as a united front and then did that as Kenyans pamoja, then we would succeed. But the problem is, after Senate tunaenda maandamano, it's a small section of people who go for maandamano, and it's usually the poor. I cannot even just say the tribe, it's just the poor who go there and do that. The rest of us just sit and make things continue. Like we are complicit. We're absolutely complicit with how things are going. First of all, hawa wenye wanaendanga kanisa, those are even the worst culprits of all of them. When you go to the church and that man is there, what things are tough in Kenya, then you welcome this man to your church. Civil disobedience could work well if we all did it together and shunning. Did you know what the Indians did? Walienda walipupukwa mlango za wazungu. Hata mimi ningeenda, if we had civil, tuende kwa nyumba ya Watangula to remove our waste there. And if the people in the government, the ones, the civil servants themselves, lay down your tools. If you think of Kenya as being your home, but I don't see that happening. We're not united as a country. We complain together, but yet none of us actually. This is the sad part. Tutakuja hapa tupige kelele, tuweke TikTok, tuweke ma Instagram, tuweke ma Facebook, tuende tupige kelele on the media, tuende tupige kelele kwa KTN. We say things are tough, yet we do nothing as Kenyans. That is what is the saddest thing after 60 years. We are the most complicit things, the Mau Mau leaders will look, they are turning in their graves right now. Because the old guard mzungu alienda, sasa tukaachiwa hao wengine sasa. There's no difference between the colonizers and what we have in Kenya. Hata afadhali wazungu walijenga infrastructure. Because most of the buildings that we still have in Kenya today are those ones zenye wazungu walitengeneza. There is no project I've seen in Kenya, absolutely, other than the roads. There's no project that is new in Kenya that I've heard about new piping systems, new sewage systems. These are all zenye mzungu alituachia. Not a single, hata Mwai Kibaki mwenyewe, hata Uhuru mwenyewe. The infrastructure in Kenya is the same tuliachiwa na wazungu when we are just about mere 10 million or less than that back in the day. Now we are about 55, almost 70 million people using the same old infrastructure that was built during the colonial period by the Muzungu. Schools, there are no new national schools in Kenya. All this, the Lenanas, the Nairobi schools, the Mangu High, the Alliance, the Pangani, all these were built by the Mzungus. The beautiful buildings we see in Nairobi City, beautiful buildings we see in Mombasa, the ones we see in Nakuru, the ones we see in Eldoret, hizo zote zilijengwa na wazungu na hakuna hata moja tumejijengea. Just a few landmines here, a few landmarks here and there, a few skyscrapers here and there where we had hardworking Kenyans that would build that. But other than that, the new buildings are housing projects that have been built by wash money from the Somali. I'm not talking about Kenyan Somalis. I'm talking about the Somali. What do you call it? People from Somalia wanakuja wanaleta pesa chafu hapa wanatujengea manyumba. But they have to make a distinction between our Kenyan Somalis and the ones from outside. Very different people, by the way. The ones in Somalia are just from a tribe called Somali, according to us. So, for me, the infrastructure we have are just about businesses from wrongly acquired money. We have pop-up houses in Kilimani, Lavington, everywhere without even city planning. Manyumba zinaanguka. Alafu mtu anakuja anafagia hizo manyumba, anazibomoa. We keep quiet. And we're making noise. As right now, as you see, my brother here who is upset with me now, but it's the truth, Mr. Njeru. Until Kenyans learn to think together, we can't keep saying, oh, Azimio needs this strategy. Yes, Azimio can come up with strategies about going from Andamano, then you see only like a very small fraction of the community going there, of the country going there. let me tell you the truth, Raila can come up with the best strategy, but us as the people don't do anything. Then what is the purpose? We don't do nothing. Small, 10 million, like you said, 10 million strong. If those 10 million people, we can overpower them. So only 10,000 people on the street. Tunangojea tu. Blocked by police. How? How is that possible? We have got the numbers. So for me, I'll tell you the truth as Kenyans. You can either wait for 2027, which I think is waste of time for me because same IBC, same goons, watalipo what na atashinda na kwa kuiba. Wait for that. Or you've got the most viable option. Option is stay united, do things together, do what you did in Sabasaba. That was almost every single Kenyan. I could not say it was one tribe. It was everybody. We went for that. And it was this, the story was Moi must go. And we did it. Mau Mau walienda wakapigana huko. Watu wa Nandi tulienda tukapigana with a general huko. Somewhere tulipigana vizuri. We did very well. But what I feel every day, and even when tumepatiwa mzee amesema 48 hours, but I don't feel it. I'll tell you the truth. I don't feel it. I don't feel like Kenyans, whether you're from UDA or whether you're from Azimio, it doesn't matter. Without fear of contradictions, we're not ready because we are also complicit with the leaders that we elected. Just because ni mtu wenu na afanyi kazi, munasema bado ni mtu yetu. I don't care. There are some Azimio people who are not doing anything. They're doing F all. Governors tu wanakaa huko tu wakikula pesa. That is all they do. Because if governors did their work properly and provided services that let businesses grow in these individual counties so that we can export food, we can export commodities at county level, there would be no need to work with the national government. Because you'd be facilitating business to work very well for Baringo, help a few factories do very well, but yet we still all have the mentality that one man can run the whole country. Just because money goes to the national government. I'm telling you the truth. Kenyans, we are not ready for a revolution. After 60 years, we are still slaves to the same mentality where we think that there's a total man. There's one man who can make a decision about everything rather than a group of leaders that we elect. We've got so many leaders. Yeah. But they don't do anything. All they do is just complain. So we are paying you to complain. We're not paying you to take action. We're not paying you to make laws that will protect us as Kenyans. You're not making laws to counter corruption. I'm just flabbergasted that over the last, let's even say, 30 years, we haven't arrested even very significant high-profile corruption people have tasted prison. The day I see a high-profile person going to prison rather than mtu mwenye anauza kuku, mtu mwenye ameiba kuku, aba mtu mwenye these small petty things, petty crimes that we go and kunashika wananchi na wakonyanyasa. Kuiba kuku, kuiba ama hajalipa ushuru, ama hajalipa rent. And those are the people we are arresting. Petty crime is that's all we chase. Yet there is crimes against humanity, which is high-profile people like allegedly Mr. Murkomen taking about 100 million USD from the Kenyan taxpayers, where people are starving in Kenya. That is crimes against humanity. The day I see people like that going to prison is the day I'll believe Kenya, we're ready for change. We're not. It's normal. Corruption is normal. Even when I come to Kenya, it's normal. You pay for work. Nimesoma vizuri, lakini lazima nilipe 200,000 shillings so that I can become a teacher in TSC. Nimeenda nimefanya tizi, I'm a strong boy. I have passed the academy of the police, but I have to pay 500,000 shillings to be a police officer. I have done very well. I'm active. I'm strong. I have to pay 700,000 to be in the military. I have studied very hard, and I know government policies inside out. I know how the county government works because I've studied it in the university. I need to pay about $1 million to work in the county government. I pay to play. So what about that child that has been promised that if you work very hard in school, you will succeed to get a job? Corruption is engulfed so much in our society that we just walk around. That is why I'm telling you, we're not ready for revolution, because it is not only Ruto. And God gives you the leaders you deserve, Kenyans. Eh? Because we are a corrupt people. I'm sorry. We cannot say that theft is just down to one community, as this popular thing says, that there's one community that likes stealing. I can go to Mombasa and there are so many thieves there. And they are from that community there. I can go to Isiolo, the same thing. Same mentality. We go complaining, oh, things are tough, because he is us and we are him. The first time I have to say that. He is us and we are him. The day corruption stops from us and saying no to corruptions as individual Kenyans, tunasema hatuhongi polisi, hatuhongi tukupatiwa service, kati unahonga njuende uongee upatiwa services as a business to somebody in a county government. That is when you will know we are ready for a revolution as a people. But we are not. I'm sad to say that. MP, I don't even, nikiambia ati I go meet an MP, disgusting people, I don't want to meet them. Not a single MP I want to meet. Hata mmoja sitaki kumuona. They are disgusting people, all of them. Senator Starkey, I do not want to have a privilege to meet a single politician in Kenya. Anybody that has been elected, they're useless to me. Keeping quiet, big cars. Nobody has done anything honorable in Kenya. Just eating salaries. That's all they do. Complaining about getting big salaries. They're the most highly paid politicians in the world. Yet we are praising them. Oh, Babu Owino is a good guy. Sifuna is so strong talking. They've done nothing for us. Why isn't one governor, county government standing out? Some government, there should be a county that is producing goods. First thing that we see is they have private helicopters paid on by your county government. You people are paying for those helicopters for them to travel with convoys and bodyguards. For what? Yet you tell me just because he's part of ODM is a good guy, or it's of Wiper is a good. They are not good people, all of them. They are not. If they were good people, they would not be waiting for Baba. They would not be waiting for Kalonzo. They would not be waiting for Martha Karua. They would have done action themselves. Because we lent them the power to represent us, but they're not representing us. Hata mimi kama ningekuwa MP of a specific constituency, ningekuwa napiga kelele kwa hiyo constituency. That is where my civil disobedience would have done, and that would have been the honorable thing to do. As an MP, as an MCA or a governor, hiyo mngeanza hapo na hiyo mahali mlipatiwa kazi na wananchi kufanya. Mnangojea mtu mmoja kukuja kuambia kufanya nini? Who the hell do you think you are? You are elected by a people to protect them, to serve them. Yet none of them are doing that. It is within their constitution to protect us, but nobody is protecting us. All they're chasing is CDF money. Oh, we need CDF money to do what? CDF kufanya nini? We did not elect you to do budgets for us. That is the work of the county government, not you. Bloody idiots. And these, all of them, not even one, staki. I shun all of them. All useless to me. Sorry about that. Mr. Otiam, 60 years of nonsense.
Yes, habari yako, habari zenu. Yeah, I feel your pain when I'm seeing you when you're talking, because I've been asking the same question you're asking yourself. Because we are the people that selected these people, and we have the power on our hand, but we are not using it. Unfortunately, there are some people that they don't want to hear about the truth. If you try to say something about ODM or Azimio or Ruda, they are feeling that you are stepping on their feet, which is not the right thing that we are supposed to do. Sisi wananchi, we are the people that selected these people. We need leaders, yes, but which kind of leaders do we want? 60 years we have been crying about the cost of living, no jobs, no nothing, but we are still in the same position that we started crying until now. Our generation is also coming, they will cry the way we are crying. Our babus, they crying about this one, and they are still crying. We follow them. Our generation will come, we'll follow them. Where are we heading to? We should ask that question. If we are really sure that we want to change this thing that is taking place in Kenya, we should stop waiting for other people to come and lead. Because once you wait for the so-called the politician to come and lead, they are the same people that are in the corruption. These are the people that are making the things to be worse, because they already understand that there is something somewhere. So anything that is taking place there, they know very well that if I stop this, I will not gain something. So they are just there like nyoka ambaye iko kwa green grass. Wanasema ya kwamba ni mbuzi ambayo nini ambayo imevaa kondoo ya mbuzi. And this is the real thing that we are seeing. Kim, you can understand when we started this issue of maandamano, whatever. It started very well, that people were really participating about it. But this so-called politician, these are the people that also bring this thing down due to some, I don't know, walikuwa na njaa ama walikuwa na nini, kwa sababu when you start doing something, you should not give up. But we give up very fast, that we have talks. And these talks are the things that ruin everything. If we were very serious about this, we could have avoided such kind of things like talks and everything. We could have gone the way we started, and we see. I'm 100% sure that if even today we stood up unity and say that we don't want this guy and everyone is doing this, no one will force you to do, and no one will kill you because you said no. But people are just talking. And this is our happiness. When we came here, we talk, we discuss, but nothing we are doing. There is a day I was told that stock also brings change, and we don't see them. If the talk is the change, sorry, just a minute.
Yeah. So for me, we are a society of corruption. So it's who we are. So we should just shut up and put up. The complain baka forever. And it disappoints me heart. It breaks my heart because nyinyi watu wa diaspora ndio mtapigiwa kelele mwambie kwamba ati you're not even home because you don't know how we feel. Ni sawa. Continue, Mr. Odhiambo, sorry.
I'm back. Sorry, I had a call. As I was saying that the problem that we have, sincerely speaking, we are not united. And we are not doing the good thing that other people also seeing, because this world is watching what is taking place in Kenya. It's somehow I heard today also we have this the same thing that we have the blackout. I don't know if it's true or no.
Wait, I have to correct you, Mr. Odhiambo. Nobody cares. Nobody's watching Kenya. Who's watching? Nobody cares. Who said they care?
Nobody cares about
Nobody
cares
cares.
about what's happening place. So
Who cares?
anything
The only people who would care is to make fun of us is Uganda and Tanzania. The rest of the world doesn't care. Who cares? Who cares about Kenya? You are on your own. They will go shake that man's hand. So please don't say that the world is watching. It's a waste of time. It's us that are in Kenya who should care. Nobody cares, Mr. Odhiambo. Who cares? Okay, let me ask you a question. Let me ask you a question. Just a very quick question. Do you care what's happening in Nigeria? Do you watch Nigerian news?
I don't care. I don't care. I don't even watch the Nigerian news.
Do you watch what is happening in Egypt? Who cares? Home. Don't care about you. So,
Okay.
sorry about that. Continue.
Let me just withdraw.
Oh yeah, it's on the phone again. No, nobody cares about Kenya. We are nothing. We are a means to a way for
I will be back.
politicians in America.
Something needs more. I'll be back.
Sure. We are only a ways to a means to powerful people in America, and they just want us to stay poor. The kings and whatever it is, they know that there is value in terms of making their own nations powerful. I think Alex said this the other day. When a specific president visits another country, they are from a weaker position, meaning they're just there to give away. There's no negotiation happening. So this man traveling around is just selling people. It's just a commodity or a means to a way to making a nation poorer and poorer. I told myself after the election, I'm there to support my home, kusema tu pole. Watu wakiumia ni pole. That's all I can do. Pole. Because we are not a united nation. The only thing that we are united at is complaining. That's it. But I can support you in that complaining aspect. But in terms of action, Kenyans, we have a terrible attitude. And the change we will see is when a man stands up or a woman stands up in the future after we've all left, after the country is completely ransacked by the Rutos and the Kenyatas and the Kibaki's families to the bone. That is when somebody would rise and say we will need a proper revolution because the boomers, the millennials, the Gen Zs, we are doing nothing. Absolutely. I go to the village, my uncles, my aunties, oh, ni serikali mbaya, my age mates, the same thing. Oh, it's so tough. It's so tough. You know, I have to pay so much. That's all I hear is complaining. Oh, I have to pay so much. Hey, things are tough in Kenya. The Gen Zs, wow, wanatuonea now, we are content creators. Wanakula ile pesa tunatengeneza. None of them, anybody that I have been close to, not talking about the people from the show, nobody is talking about action. It's just complaining. That's all we're going to do. My grandkids are the ones who are going to make a change. Not me, not my children, not the people behind me. And it's a very sad day today. After 60 years, there is no change in Kenya. I don't see one in future. Because today, all I hear people saying is, we want to wait for what? Do what? Raila to do what? And you're going to let him down. Going to let him down. The people who fought for our multi-partyism are just too old right now. You don't expect those old people, the age mates of Martha Karua and Kalonzo. Unataka wazee wakuje kupigania. They did their part. We've got the Jubilee, the UDA, the URP, the ODM, the Wiper. That is what they fought for. That was the chance they gave us. A second revelation. But what is my generation doing? We're doing F all. We're doing nothing to cause anything. We no longer talk about bunge la wananchi. We used to a lot. We looked up to these people. We thought they were guys of change. I was just seeing that they're all comedians, just internet comedians, all of them. I don't see anything other than raising funds here and there. Saidia fanya hivi. The revolution is not about collection of money. It's not about making me laugh. It's not about content. It's about serious change to the country. Serious decisions that we all have to do. And I've said this from the bottom to the top, meaning that people who own businesses, if civil disobedience is the way we go, we all do it together. From the poorest to the richest man. Not just a small section of people. Otherwise, we become complacent. Kubali tu. Ni sawa. Because my friend Jerry will come and say, oh, we are late. We who? We who? If the media still calls Raila Amolo Odinga opposition leader, and there is no such thing in our constitution, where now for this, it was a bipartisan, they are trying to get that office, means it was not existent. Raila is not the opposition leader of Kenya. Who said that? This consider Kuna. The actual opposition to the legislation, to the executive, is all those MPs I'm shunning right now. MPs that are running to State House to ask for development. Governors who are running to State House for development. I want to see, let me tell you one governor that I respect. I should be seeing people like Wilfred Oparanya, where he's the one who's opening things for his county. Amefungua hii hospitali, amefanya hivi kwa county yake. Kakamega was doing very well. Oh, he's built this road. He's had spare money nafanya kazi. Allegedly, kama alikula kitu, at least I saw some work that he did there. Imagine if the governors of Kenya were just at least a fraction of what Oparanya was doing. We would not need the things would be all right. But right now, kama mnangojea 2027, my dear friends, there are two things that are going to be involved. Mtu anataka kushika miaka 7. Just 5 years is not enough. I even think it should just be 4. Anataka kushika miaka 7, aongeze 7 ingine. And then akue mpaka akufe. Akue president wenu. And we just sit down, keep quiet, and say that you ni Kenya. Mi hapa tu nakujanga hapa kwa sababu ni therapy. That's all. It's therapy session for me. To talk about the problems that are happening in Kenya because let mzee down. Kenyans, even I'm choking up. You let Raila down. Hii kitu ingekuwa imeisha zamani sana. Is a day aliitisha maandamano, mlitoka watu kidogo sana. My friend Martin thinks that sijui alifanya strategy. My friend, other than Kisumu area, the rest of the country, we let Raila down. Why do we wait for his vehicle? Kama maandamano inaanza 6 o'clock, sisi wote tungekuwa huko 6 o'clock Nairobi CBD. Marching united as Kenyans. Trust me, you would not be seeing tear gas or seeing people running around. If you see at least 1 million Kenyans walking, not tear gas, 1 million people, meaning that there was space enough for the police to do what they did. It means that hatukutokelezea. And it's very sad, Mr. Odhiambo. All right, continue, Mr. Odhiambo, and then we have Mr. Haron, and then I think I'll close the show after that. Then we'll wait for wanafunzi wa jioni. All right, continue. You're muted. You're muted.
Yeah, I'm saying I'm at work, so maybe they are calling me every now and then, so I have a little bit.
I can have Mr. Haron say something, then you can come in. Mr. Haron?
Yes.
Yeah, Mr. Kip, yani, by the way, this is a sad story that Kenya at 60 sasa hivi, yani tungalikuwa tunaona vijana wetu manzee, the moment secondary inawamwaga kwa job market, kuna ka factory mahali mtu anaingia na anaanza kujitafutia unga. University pia watoto wetu wakimaliza, kuwe kuna mahali ambapo mtu anaweza kimbia afanye nini, angalau ajisaidie kwa kufanya kazi, ama kuwe au university, kwa sababu najua huyu ni mtu ambaye by the way mzazi ametumia pesa mingi sana, anahitaji angalau kufutwa machozi na mtoto wake, so that hata kama atakuwa anaondoka duniani, atakuwa anaondoka akisema kuwa sikupoteza wakati wangu, sikupoteza mali yangu kwa kupeleka huyu mtoto wangu angalau apate elimu ya kumsaidia. So hata msasi akisema bye bye kwa dunia, at least anaenda akismile. But look at this moment. Yeah? Look, Kenya at 60. Wazazi ndiawa, viongozi wetu wamewaweka into abject poverty. Watoto hata kutembea, watoto wetu watakuwa wanatembea uji, kwa sababu kama hakuna mzazi hana pesa ya kununua chakula, je, ni nguo ataenda kununulia mtoto wake? No. Sasa itafika mahali watoto wetu tu tukizaa tunaanza kukimbia, kwa sababu Mungu ametubariki na mvua Kenya, angalau tutafuta hata matawi kufunika uchi ya watoto wetu. It is so sad. That is Kenya for you at 60. Tukija healthy sector, angalia vile iko so pathetic. Mambo ya roads, barabara hazipitiki. Sababu gani? Hata zile zenye hata zile barabara ambazo zimejengwa, drainage system iko mbaya. Mvua mingi ikinyesha kama hii ya El Nino, hizo barabara zinakuwa washed away. Sababu gani? Kama sasa hivi unaona ripoti ya mkaguzi wa mahesabu wa serikali, alituambia kuwa roads hizi barabara zetu, contractors wanaitisha 289 billion, government haijawapatia. Sasa mtu baadaye atengeneze thick road, anaamua tu baada ya kutandika moram alafu na rola kukanyaga,
tunaitanga wembe, tunasemanga wembe, tunaitanga wembe.
Very true. Ama ulimi, very true. Sasa unapata hiyo barabara within a very short time, hata jua ikiwa potholes zinaanza kuonekana. That is Kenya at 60, yani tujivunie eti mtu sasa ataenda jamhuri kufanya nini? Tribalism, tribalism. Look, hii shareholding government ya William Samoei Ruto, it is full of Kalenjin, it is full of mountain people. Sisemi kuwa it is bad kwa hao kupata kazi, but sometimes kujali wengine, cause it is not, yani si eti Kenya ni Kalenjins or Mount people peke yake ndio wamesoma. No, sometimes wakati una mix, wewe kama kiongozi, wakati una mix hizi kabila zingine, sometimes kuna kuwa na disunity. Wakitaka kuiba, unapata kuna wengine wako waoga wako waoga kama ndugu zetu kama ndugu zetu kutoka Nyanza. Ndio maana tulisema kuwa Nyanza kupata Luo as a president, na kuambia hiyo ingekuwa ni profit. Sababu gani? Ni kitu unaangalia, ukimpatia kama ni kushonea nguo, hata iba futi, which means kuna kabila zingine wakimixiwa na hao wengine, at least wataona uozo na wasema hapana, sisi katika hiyo uozo hatufanye nini, hatutajiunga nayo. An example, Madam Nyakango sasa kama angekuwa Kalenjin, angetuambia kuwa William Samoei Ruto has stolen 2 trillion yenye amechukua kama loan, cause that guy hiyo pesa ameiramba, amesajiru 2 trillion from 2022 September to 2023 September, 2 trillion kama loan. Hiyo 2 trillion kama ingekuwa imeingia kwa system, tungekuwa tunaona barabara zikiundwa, tungekuwa tunaona mashule lakini right now nothing ambayo inaendelea. So ndio unaona kuwa nasema kuwa it is not bad kwa kiongozi wa nchi kuangalia nyumbani kwao. It is not bad, lakini unajua as a leader, kama umepewa hiyo nafasi, hata si lazima ulete watu wako kwa nini kwa serikali kufanya kazi. What you do, distribute resources equally, ziende pale nyumbani, zinizuie mimi kutokimbia kutafuta kazi kidogo za serikali. Kama sasa utakuwa umeunda industries alafu niko na raw materials ya nini niende kujisumbua kukimbishana na zile kazi finyu ambazo zinapatikana kwa government. Nitaamua wacha ni peane my raw materials to a factory or an industry, then kutoka hapo kila kitu itakuwa sawa. But angalia sasa vile tribalism imeanika William Samoei Ruto, cause ameweka watu wake pale. Hawa watu ndio hawa wameiba Kenya. Yani wameiba ni kana kwamba hawataki watu kuona kesho. It is really sad. Mambo ya corruption hiyo hatusemi, hiyo ni order of the day at Kenya at 60. Corruption hiyo ni order of the day. So sad. Tukuje mambo ya crime, kwa sababu ya kukosa kazi ndio mtu apate mapato. Vijana wetu wanajingisha kwa mambo ya drugs and criminal acts. Ni watu wangapi wamenyongwa ambao sasa hivi wangekuwa wanachangia katika kuboresha uchumi wa taifa. Maybe baada ya wao kukataa kupeana chenye kidogo walikuwa nacho kwa mfuko, wakagongwa maybe chupa ama wakagongwa chuma and they are dead. Why? Because of government kuchukua taxes na kazi yake ni kutumia hizo pesa vibaya, kwa wao wanasema kuwa at long last sisi tumejiwekea kiasi yenye itasaidia watoto wetu hata tukikufa next minute. It is really sad. Alafu tuje mambo ya education system. Angalia KCPE ilituanika, sasa tunangoja KCSE nayo maybe itufanye vile vile. That is Kenya at 60. Energy sector ndio hii imeaffect cost of living. Angalia sasa hivi hata unapata kuwa maybe Kenya tuko na one grid ndio ina supply nini electricity the whole country. So kukiwa na tashwishi kwa hiyo grid moja, kila kitu imeharibika. Wakati kuna a good president right now Kenya at 60, kungekuwa na every institution, kungekuwa na magenerators ambazo zina work, lakini nayo generators za work namna gani? Chirichiri akiwa ameteka nyara mambo ya mafuta ameteka nyara. Tukuje mambo ya water distribution hatusemi kitu. Unakuta wakati wa kiangazi tunaanikwa kabisa, people die, animals die. So sad, so sad. So ningependa kusema kuwa it is yani mimi siwezi nikajivunia na hii Jamhuri Day ambayo inakuja. So back to you Mr. Kib. Angalau uchangie kidogo tukimalizia. Thank you so much.
Thank you. So what I just want to say is I hope Njeru comes back. I hope Mr. Lex comes back, because I want to do the final submissions right now. I think Mr. Odhiambo has 7 minutes left. So Ndachia Mr. Odhiambo apatie final submission. And then if the other two participants come back, we can also give them a chance to contribute. So, Mr. Odhiambo, if you can give your final contribution, because I want to close now.
Okay, thank you very much for again welcoming me back.
So keep it low to about 5 minutes if possible.
Okay. So I have just few things to make before we wind up. First thing that we are supposed to do away with, to do what is called repeating of selecting the old people that were still in the government until now, because these are the people that bring us down as per my observation. Because mtu anaweza ongoza maybe 10 to 20 years is still in the same corruption or the everything that is taking place there. That one we should just avoid it. The second thing, people should be united, and we are the people that selected these people to represent us, not them select people. People should know that. The third thing that I want to say, let us avoid this tribalism. It's killing us, because when Wajaluo ama Wakikuyu ama Wanandi wameenda maandamano, they are being nicknamed that wale wa maandamano. We should avoid that. The fourth thing that we are supposed to do, let us not wait for Raila to come up and tell us what to do. This is our own problem. And if we wait for them to come and tell us, we will wait until Jesus come back. The last thing, when we came here or when we come here to talk, let us not run for the reality. Let us say let us call a spade a spade. If there is something bad, people should talk with one language or one word so that we can help, because most of people are coming here to joyride or to help the devil that is taking place. Because if you come here and you are supporting the same problem that we are facing, you are the problem. So according to me, those are the 5 things that I'm seeing. It's better for us to avoid, and we stand up, we say that enough is enough, and we will change Kenya to be the real Kenya that we want. But if we continue with the same issue or the same thing that is taking place, then we will continue to have the same problem that we are facing. So that's only what I can say now. And thank you very much for welcoming this show.
Thank you very much for coming, especially uko kwa kazi. Wewe ni kama tu Njeru, mnafanya show mkiwa kwa kazini. Thank you very much. Okay, Njeru, wewe funganisha. Kuja hapa na kelele yako. Kuja tupigane sasa. Twende kazi. Alternative, wacha kuchange jina yako kama underwear bana. Una jina kama sijui 2000 bana.
Ujui naweza kunyima image. Naweza kunyima image.
Kwani wewe ni na si msichana? Naweza picha.
Wale wanataka kuniona, wale wananinoki sasa, wakae hivyo.
Kwenda huko onesha sura yako.
Nasema wale wananinoki wakae hivyo. Kwani iko nini?
Kaa nayo. Kaa nayo.
Kwani wewe unafikiria sisi wanaume hatunoki yangu? Okay.
Bana, labda watu wako wa LGBTQ.
Wewe wacha bwana. Enda vizuri ndio utajua bwana. Enda vizuri ndio utajua bwana. Mbona wanalia tukiwa boot?
Kumbe unakuanga na mafans.
Anyway, wacha turudi kwa historia za Kayo. Naona Odhiambo bwana. Anyway, ni poa. Hiyo advert ni mzuri by the way. Bwana Odhiambo, poa. At least hongera bwana. She needs to see umemleta even in the one of the most popular platform in Kenyan politics. Hey, at least
but si advert amechukua account ya bibi bana. Nizo Odhiambo, hiyo ni account ya bibi.
Bwana.
Hiyo ni account yangu bwana. Yeye ndiye anaongoza kila kitu.
Wow.
This good brother.
Tunataka watu kama hao bwana. We have to defend families bwana. We have to defend families. Bwana Kip. Pia wewe bwana unajua you have hijacked our mother. Leta rebo yako sasa.
Na kama ni wengi na sitaki wajuane.
No, you people, but we have to start becoming serious on the family. See, when conservative, bana, we always stand strong for family issues, bana. Wacha kukaa sege mlege.
I'm like Trump, tuna wengi.
Leta wote, at least wa Trump tunajua kuna wa 86, kuna wa 1977, kuna wa 93, na kuna wa 2005. Leta wako bana. Waeke na miaka ni sawa. We will accept. Wewe tunajua wewe ni jogoo. I agree wewe ni jogoo.
Mimi kienyeji mwenyewe, the original.
Leta bwana. So uache kukaa kama unajua kuna ingine tunaitanga there are some mannequins tunaitanga Zandweki. Yani they stay alone. You can't be alone. You will be too depressed to be alone. We need somebody at least to be managing you. At least we have no time to manage you. You need to know that. Sisi hatuna time ya kukumanage. We need somebody who is refined. Mtu ambaye ametunzwa vizuri, amepikiwa ugali kama vile unasikia Odhiambo venye anaongea vizuri. Odhiambo ashakula ugali na omena, na akamasajiwa hapa kwa mgongo. So that's why this fine tuned. So usituletee makasiriko yako hapa.
Kwani ufikiri kwa hata mimi nimemasajiwa? Nimeletewa mrisiti.
Hiyo umelipia $24. Mimi nimelipia $24. Mimi sisemi ya kulipia. Ukipimiwa time 32 minutes.
Ni ya kuficha yangu ni kuficha private.
You know the problem. The problem is one. We don't even recognize who you are or what you have in the house. So you just feel guilty everywhere that even Sakai will say maybe these are the things that are hinder us to lower the cost of living. So it's better you come out clearly that I have someone that defend me even if I want to die. He can be there for you.
Yeah. So
yeah.
Kweli bwana Odhiambo. So bwana Kip lazima mulete, you have to bring one show hapa. We celebrate all people in the families. Wakuje, we celebrate them. It is not easy to stay with somebody. Kip, you can testify that it is not easy to stay with somebody. So we need to celebrate all your people.
Kwanza hii watu wa .com squeeze bana.
Yeah. So it's not easy, especially at this time when we are having the
nipikie nani chakula, si wewe ujipikie.
Wewe Kip kwanza, wewe unakaa wewe tu anyway, I don't know what can you cook.
No, I know what you're about to say. Mimi team sumbua bana.
What can you cook by the you look softy. You look
look at my cheeks. Nimenona kidogo bana. Don't worry.
Hawa ni wale ambao wanalindwa bana. Hawa ndio wanalindwa, unaona?
Jana alisema amefika 44. Bwana Kip, hata sikuwa nikijua hiyo. Ni wewe ama alikuwa mwingine? Jana ulisema umefika 44. So at least I will start taking you serious. Unajua at least mtu alikuwa amefika 44, he has started living. I will start taking you serious.
Yes. Okay. Tunaenda na hii MPs wako hii takataka yote halafu
ni sawa. So let me go now. At least that one was to break the boredom. Yeah, you know Bwana Kip, the problem which I have, and so you have to forgive me. Some of us, we are highly resort oriented. Some of us, we are extremely highly resort oriented. We even quit things tukiona hii kitu hakuna pahali inaenda. It's unfortunate. Personally, I even quit even doing anything. Even being somewhere. I really feel bad when I'm somewhere and I'm retrogressing. Things are not moving. That is the problem of, and you have to understand, some of us, you have to contain us. So ndio saa zingine mukitukuta hata kwa Azimio, and we are a bit worried that we are not seeing watu wanatuambia tu mungoje. There is something which I know, success is a process and you can track it. Ikujange tu, you can track, you can follow it. And I've been able to, now watu waseme that I'm doing a discouragement here. I'm not trying to do a discouragement here. But what I'm saying here, keep authority, with a lot of authority. We are on our own. Kenyans are on their own. And the day and there's something I want to say here. The Kenyan is the enemy here. Maybe, you know, mimi nasamanga bila uoga. The Kenyan is the enemy. Unaona raia wa kawaida. Forget about Azimio and UDA. Both of them, they want to masticate the common mwananchi. The day when the common mwananchi discover he is the enemy from these two factions, whichever it is. Let me tell you, this is how politics operate. It is very difficult for you to get politicians who will be objective and they will be wanting to solve problems for once. Wanapeananga ile kitu inaitwa painkiller. So, but it is unfortunate, saa zingine, the common mwananchi bestows a lot of hope to some of these people only to boot him when he really wanted a lot of things to them. So ile kitu najaribu kusema hapa, and that is why the greatest revolution which has ever been brought by people, it has not actually been brought by people who have been in power. Ni watu wametoka huko kwa mabarabara. Nelson Mandela alitoka kwa mabarabara, ameenda huko. Which political post did Martin Luther hold? So there is something I want to explain here. Even some of these people of ours who we call them leaders, including the ones who are in Azimio, they cannot help us. We need to say, as long as somebody is having a label of a politician, this person can mislead you anytime. He can make a deal ambayo hujui. He can do anything. As long as somebody is a politician, you need to know that the operating platform ni moja. They want to harm the common mwananchi. Wanataka kudhuru mwananchi. Mbona mtu tu akona hiyo label ya ni politician. How long did it take for even some of our Azimio politicians even to be bought by Ruto? They didn't care about some of us who voted for them. A lot of passion we had to vote for those people. But they had no any shame to cross over. Because hapa munaweza nitusi mukitaka, the enemy is the common mwananchi. Na ile siku mwananchi atakuja kujua ya kwamba hakuna mwanasiasa akona yako, mwanasiasa has nothing to do with you. I will speak here with authority, including those who are in Azimio. These politicians, they have nothing to do with you. Usifikiria ati hapa kuna mtu anatupenda. Citizens, you have to understand, hapa hakuna mtu akona yako. Wanapanga kadi zao kule juu, but us as common mwananchi, we have to start raising fresh people. Mtu akienda huko kwa siasa apotelee, tunakuwa tuko na backup. We have other people who can always be fighting for us. But the problem which we have as a nation in Kenya, we have no fighting force. We have no fighting force. And our fighting force, we rely on politicians who are idiots, stupid. Huyu mtu anafikiria how the next deal. Some of them even they are salivating on what Zakaya is doing. Some of them are even missing kuna mwingine hata, and they in Azimio. They miss to be doing what wanasema mimi ndiye ningekuwa nafanya hivi Zakaya anafanya. No, we have to start now becoming serious as citizens now. And I will not sit here and start saying that vitu zinapangwa and there is nothing which is inapangwa hapa. Hakuna kitu inapangwa hapa. We talk with results. Kila siku tu Zakayo tu ana extend tu he is ballooning his power. Ana extend tu he is extending pole. Ladies and gentlemen, you are on your own. I'm sorry, it is people might say that I do not believe in the Azimio philosophy. That's another discussion, but interrogating this thing, interrogating the environment, looking at what is happening. Mukenya ako peke yake. We are nowhere. I want to tell you, there is no way in which Kenyans can suffer this way, and we have active politicians. There is no way. I want to tell you, it is impossible. This problem which we are having in Kenya, even Azimio is to blame. Mimi naongeanga yote bwana. Munaweza sema. Let me tell you, Azimio has power. Na nitasema hii tena. They can ring fence these problems which are happening in Kenya. They can make a declaration. They can, and I said, and I will stand with this, they can make a declaration. Azimio has power. 10 million people. We can ring fence Kenyans. We can say there is no any Kenyan who is going to be overtaxed again. We can even do those declarations using our counties. Our counties can ring fence Kenyans. There is a problem here. We are on our own. Bwana keep
how united are we?
Azimio, we are on our own.
Yeah, we are on our own.
They should ring fence people. There's no way.
We are on our own because it's exactly what I've been saying the whole day. Jeru, we are on our own to complicate because everybody we've elected are useless. Because I just explained exactly what Jeru is saying right now. Would have been surviving with county governments alone. County government, you've seen what state are you in? Let's just say you're in the state of Virginia. State of Virginia will just work hard and protect its own people. Governor is there to do work for its people. They
I want to give an
need the
example.
national government.
In Canada, there is a state, there is a province called Saskatchewan in Canada. They realize the crap which Trudeau is doing. The premier there in Canada, they have people who are called premiers. The premier there has come out, and he has opposed and given a declaration of how things are going to happen in Saskatchewan. She has said there is no any person who will pay this tax. Our people will only pay this amount of tax. Our people should only buy goods at this. That's why I'm telling you, Bwana Keep, when I talk of ring fencing citizens, it is possible. And I want to tell you, na hii nitasema hapa kwa ujasiri yote, mukitaka kuniua muniue. Baba is also not doing us justice. The power which has been vested to him, he can ring fence people by making declarations. Let me tell you, Baba sahi akisema hakuna mafuta itauzwa beyond 150, we know that price is correct. Even from international prices, we know it is correct. Why is he telling the government we need the government to lower the prices and they cannot do it? Baba is also doing injustice to us. If he believes he has power, and by the way, kama ni hivyo basi atuambie sie kiongozi wetu, tutafute a person who can be channeling our issues. But there's no in which you can be a leader of people and you don't ring fence them. You have to, in politics, you have to ring fence your people. There is no in which Kenyans can suffer, and Azimio is here. Let me tell you, these people, they're in the same basket. And that is how I judge people. I judge people based on the result. I want to tell you, Bwana Keep hapa, there is no way in which mafuta Kenya inaweza nunuliwa 250 ama ni 240, unga inanunuliwa karibu 170, and Azimio is here and they are doing nothing. Mukitaka kusema nimetoka Azimio museme, but I want to tell you, these people are doing nothing. There is a problem. They can ring fence people, but they don't want. You can make a declaration. Nimekupea example ya Canada. The premier has come out and he is even saying we will not do what Canada is doing. Sisi tutafanya mambo yetu. And that woman has ring fenced his people. So muziniambi hizi vitu haziwezekani. I want to tell you, Bwana Keep, Baba can defend Kenyans, but he has refused to do it. And if he believes hata kura yake iliibiwa, he can even make a declaration like we need our vote to be done this and this. I want to tell you, we have power, we have refused to do it. And you people, you are saying subject Kenyans to issues, to crap for 5 years, and tutapata uchaguzi ingine. Let me tell you, you cannot allow Kenyans to be dilapidated by one individual and you have power. It's impossible. Whatever we are doing, as the is disorganized, they don't want to do anything. We have given them power. Waondoke. And these things we will say without fear now. If all our principles, they can't do anything, waondoke tujuange hatuna viongozi. Others will sprout that waondoke kwa barabara if they cannot defend Kenyans. It's that simple. Waondoke. We don't need them. We don't need them. Personally, I believe in Azimio, I don't have leaders. There's no way in which you can allow your citizens to suffer and you are doing nothing. You can ring fence. Politically, you have power. 10 million strong, you cannot be saying, you force the government. You force it. Make declarations. I'm telling you, people who are doing these things, and they are winning. They are winning and they are doing these things. It is big than even in advanced world. The reason why these people are allowing Kenyans to suffer, wako pamoja na musiniambie.
Yes, Njeru, that is a fact. I've been seeing that. We are on our own as Kenyans. But anyway, I'm really sorry, ladies and gentlemen. Hata Njeru utanikasirikia hapo. We'll have to look for Kinamato and the other likes to come and continue the show because mi lazima niende kazini kesho. I think it was because of the blackout in Kenya. But I want to say very, very good thank you to Due Diligence, Elizabeth, George Mugambi, Sylvester, Mato himself. Thank you very much for joining us today, Sylvester. Thank you very much. Miss Mohammed, our other admin there. Thank you very much for joining us on the show. Vicky Asante Sana. Kamo Asante Sana, inspired woman. Thank you very much for being with us tonight. Angela Wamboi, our usual mama wakazi, asante sana kwa kuja kwa show. Don't forget to like, subscribe, leave a like, give us a thumbs up or even a thumbs down if you want. And don't watch this show on your own. Share it to Kenyans. Yesterday we had the pleasure of meeting some people from our sister company, except for Mzalendo Kaful. Thank you very much, everybody. And I would like to close on that good end to the show. Asanteni sana.
Tunaingia vijijini, mijini na hata jijini kukuletea taarifa mchana kutwa. Usiku tunaketi kitako, tunadadavua tukichanganua taarifa na makala muhimu yanayokuhusu wewe na familia yako. Ungana na Bernard Ngozi kwenye Open Forum Political Show kuanzia saa 4 usiku hadi dakika zake kila siku ya wiki kwenye Sound Candy Talk. Tukutane Sound Candy Talk.
Afadhali mzee ambaye ni mtulivu, ambaye hana haja ya kujaza mifuko yake, ambaye atachunga masilahi ya watu yake, badala ya mdomo tamtamu 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 tamtamu, lakini akiingia ni wale wa kufanya moja yako, nusu ya mwananchi, 2 yako na 5 yangu. Na mnawajua nyinyi.